Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Rebels Radio, where we're here tonight from the I can't even say it now. Going to put my teeth in. I should start again, shouldn't I? But Banbury Plant Hire Stadium Community Stadium. It is. Let me get that right. Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. It's going to be a long one. I think we'll just call it Banbury for tonight. And we're here for this Evo 6 Southern Premier League clash between Banbury United and Slough Town. This game could have been postponed if Farnborough had turned up with the right number of players on the replay last Tuesday, but they haven't. And it seems that the FA Trophy replay will be this Saturday for Banbury against Farnborough. I can gladly say that both sets of teams have enough players to start with. So there you go. We have everyone here. There's a couple of injury concerns for the Rebels, which we'll run through for you in a second. And we'll keep you up to date with what's going on at the other games that are on in the Southern Premier League this evening. This is Rebels Radio. My name is Aid. Thank you all for listening. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do it via Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. That's all one word, all in lowercase. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, then there is a live chat page on there, and you can go on that, and you can chat to other people who are listening in as well. So there you go. That's what we've got for you this evening. So please feel free to get in contact. We'll give you a little shout out as well and just say who you are, where you're listening to, and what you're doing. So there's a clash here between two sides that have had rather interesting games here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. So I got that right. Good news, good, wasn't it? Last season, Slough came here, second game of the season, first away game. Slough, arguably the better team, has a lot of good chances, couldn't score, and Banbury, with a sucker punch in the 89th minute, won that game 1-0. The season before was the rearranged game after the incident with the referee. So we've had two there, and Slough have lost the last times that they've been here to the Banbury team. But Banbury this season started really well. They were top of the league at one stage. They won their first two games here at home, but have failed to win in the league since. So Slough will go into this with a little bit of confidence. I'll run through the two sides with you as well. We'll start with the other games going on tonight. So apart from Banbury versus Slough, we've got tonight in the Southern Premier League, Biggleswade versus Royston, Chesham versus Farnborough, Hereford versus St Ives, Redditch versus Frome, and Stratford versus Kings Langley. Up and coming games for the Rebels. We have this Saturday, we are away to Hendon in the FA Trophy. Then the following Tuesday, which is a week today, we are at home to Redditch on the Tuesday the 28th. And then after that, there seems to be an FA Cup game against a certain side on a Monday. Now, just to confirm, we haven't actually confirmed with Hendon whether we're allowed to broadcast. We will let that out sometime during the week, let you know that that's going on. And also, we're not sure what's happening with the FA Cup game, as whether we here at Rebels Radio will be able to broadcast, but we'll see how that goes and we'll keep you informed. So I'm going to run through the two sides for you, starting today with the home side, Banbury United. Now, their numbers are a bit strange, but I'm going to give you what I've got here. In goal is Jack Harding, 7 is Charlie Hortin, 6 is Tom Bradbury, 4 is George Nash, 14 is Ricky Johnson, 5 is Luke Carnell, 8 is Jack Self, 20 is Jack Finch, 16 is Elliot Sandy, 10 is Conor McDonough, and 17 is Ravi Shamsi. Substitutes for Banbury this evening are 2 Jack Westbrook, 12 Liam Howards, 9 is Jefferson Louis, 19 Charlie Wise, and 15 is Geordie Nagaff. For the Rebels, there is a new old face in the substitutes lineup for you. In goal is Jack Turner, 2 is Nathan Smart, 3 George Wells, 4 is Guy Hollis, 5 and the captain is Mark Nisbet, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Simon Dunn, 9 Matt Lynch, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 Warren Harris. So the only change there to Saturday's game is Guy Hollis coming in at the expense of Sean Fraser, who's injured. Substitutes for the Rebels this evening are 12 Josh Jackman, 14 Nathan Webb, 15 Adam Cornell, last played for us in that FA Cup, FA Cup, what was it? The playoff final game where we beat Kettering. That was his last game for us. And 16 is Alan Inge. Your referee tonight is Mr. Mark Pearson, and his two assistants are Andrew Gedders. Oh, no, I don't know. So the referee is Wayne Barrett. There you go. And his assistants are Mark Pearson and Andrew Gedders. So there you go. Darren Yates is listening in Spain. I think I've really got the wrong end of the thing here, haven't I? I should be the one in Spain getting a suntan. Well, someone else should be doing this, and I should be enjoying the sunshine. So there you go. So that is your two sides. I will run through those two teams for you again before kick-off. And we'll see how it goes. We will keep you up to date with some of the latest scores going on up and around the Evo Stick Southern Premier League as well. And then we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. Good healthy crowd here just started to come through the gates here at the Banbury Plant Hire Stadium. And the return to, I'm just nicking the person next to me, is that Ravi Shamsi is back in for Banbury after a 3-match suspension, so dangerous player, I believe. And let's see if there's, I think there's some FA Trophy games on tonight. I'm not sure if there was or not. I don't know. I think I just make it up as I go along normally. We'll see how it goes, but we'll keep you up to date with those. But we're a couple of minutes away from kick-off here. Congratulations to Nathan Smart, who on Saturday played his 50th game for the Rebels. And it's well done to Nathan Smart for that. And like I said, there are a couple of injury problems for the Rebels. Sean Fraser got injured in that first minute of the game against Weymouth and managed to play on, but he's out with an ankle injury. Obviously, we're still missing Gavin James, Brad Watkins and Manny Williams from the strike force. So again, Slough will go with one up front for this evening's games. And it's just a little bit chilly here. And we'll see that Banbury are currently, their home record is here. Played 9 at home, won 2, drawn 2 and lost 5. Scored 15 against 16. So they did start the season quite well with 2 home wins. But unfortunately since then they've had some problems in the league here. Playing some rather good teams, losing here 4-3 at home to Froome, who there's a Tannoy announcer, still a bit loud, and we're a couple of minutes away from kickoff. So again, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do so via Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, or if you're on the YouTube chat, it's there's a little thing underneath where you're listening to it, says comments, and you come through to everyone there. I'm just stealing the Puritans Radio, who are our rivals this evening. They're sitting next to me to my left and just making sure that their numbers there. Apparently Banbury do seem to have squad numbers. Yes, the numbers that I did read out for you are correct. I couldn't tell you what kind of formation that means, but we'll see how that goes when the two sides come out onto the pitch. So if you were out queuing in the rain on Saturday afternoon for your FA Cup tickets, congratulations, well done, and thank you for braving that horrible weather. There's been a crash. Some of our the team that we played in the FA Trophy the other week, Malden and Tiptree, their game against Potters Bar has been postponed as their team minibus carrying 8 players has been involved in a multi-vehicle accident on the M25. So we'd like to send all our best to those players at Malden and Tiptree. Hope that none of them have any serious injuries. That's not good news. So we hope that they're all okay. And the two sides just go through the introductions here. Banbury in their red shirts with a little bit of gold trimming. Slough in their all blue away kit this evening. And the Banbury goalkeeper is in purple, and Slough's goalkeeper Jack Turner is in green. Bit of a windy day here this evening at the ground. We'll just make sure that we can keep an eye on that. And we'll run through the two sides for you again. Starting with the home side, in goal is Jack Harding. 7 is Charlie Horton. 6 is Tom Bradbury. 4 is George Nash. 14, I believe, is the captain, Ricky Johnson. 5 is Luke Carnell. 8 is Jack Self. 20, Jack Finch. 16, Elliot Sandy. 10, Conor McDonough. And 17 is Ravi Shamsi. For the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner. 2 is Nathan Smart. 3, George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, Mark Nisbet. 6, Lee Togwell. 7 James Dobson, 8 Simon Dunn, 9 Matt Lynch, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 is Warren Harris. Those are your two sides. And just going to try and... Someone's knocked me thingy over. Just bear with me for a second. These two captains just going through the chat here with the referee this evening. And quite a chilly evening here in Banbury. It's just been quite a mild day. And it looks like one of the Banbury players has got one of those face masks on, like when you get a broken nose. Looks like he's from the Phantom of the Opera. It's difficult to hear myself. Apologies, but I can't really hear myself speak with the closeness to the tannoy announcer that we're at here at Banbury. But if he shuts up, we'll get on with it. There you go. Look at that. That's much better. It looks like Slough will have the kick-off. They will be shooting from left to right this first half. And the tannoy announcer still is going on. Slough fans just making their way behind the goal. And the referee just counting up to make sure that everyone is here. Not obviously fans, just the players. Obviously, don't think he's counting the attendance here. And it's Slough with the kick-off with Simon Dunn. Plays the ball back to Lynch. Lynch immediately with the ball out on the far-hand side, looking for Dobson. Dobson heads the ball into the centre here. It's headed away well by Carnell. Comes on the far-hand side to Shamsy. Takes a heavy touch, and it's George Wells with the ball. Skips past a challenge. Finds Dobson on the far-hand side. Going to play a quick 1-2. Breaks into the centre. Warren Harris tries to get there, but it's cleared in the end by Self. And it's comes through to Finch. Finch plays it down. The ball's gone forwards. Nisbet's there first for Slough, but the ball will come here towards Finch, and he comes and finds on the far hind side Sandy. Sandy plays out to Shamsy. Ball inside. Good play into Nash. Nash under pressure from Warren Harris. It's like Harris is playing up front with Chris Flood. Good ball played forwards. Headed away well by Nisbet. Comes through to Nash, who's touches poor and finds Lynch inside the centre circle. His ball finds Dunn. Dunn with the ball out here towards Smart, who's playing right back this evening. And plays a little ball in towards Flood. Gets the ball back here and skips past the challenge and wins a free kick for Slough for a foul there by Tom Bradbury. It's very difficult with the numbers to figure out where who is and what they are. The referees just check in to make sure that the ball is. It's got a new ball. Got a new ball. The ball apparently doesn't have enough pump in it. So this is the first replacement so far of the evening. Is one ball has been replaced. And we have a ball here. It's going to be a free kick to Slough inside the Banbury half. So around about 35 yards away from goal. Dobson will be the player that stands over this free kick for the Rebels. Whips the ball in with some pace. Comes through to the goalkeeper. Good catch there by Harding in the Banbury goal. And looks to try and get Banbury on the attack. This ball is headed away though. And it comes through on the far hand side to Horton. Horton with the ball forwards. Trying to find one of the Banbury players. But it's cut out by Nisbet. He plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell with the ball down the line, looking for Warren Harris. Harris on the left-hand side, chasing Johnson down the side, but Johnson shields it out well, and it's out for a goal kick to Banbury. Looks like Ricky Johnson, I believe, has normally been their striker, is playing centre-back. So there you go. A little bit windy here tonight, so it may have just a bit of an effect on how the ball goes this evening, as Harding looks to take this goal kick. And he comes through, takes a good kick here, down here, looking for Sandy with the face mask over his head, and played down the line by Smart, comes off Lynch last. It's a throw to Banbury, a couple of yards inside the Slough half. They'll leave it for Bradbury to take the throw, trying to look for Self. Ball comes over the head of Sandy, and Smart comes across for Slough, tries to get there first, but he's chased down by McDonald. The ball goes out for a throw to Banbury down that near hand side, around about 25 yards away from the Slough goal, and it will be Carnell that will take the throw. No, it's not. It's number 6. Bradbury will take the throw. Sorry, the numbers are very confusing here. Quick throw here by Banbury, trying to find Self. Played forward by Lynch. Lynch's ball hits Flood, comes though here towards Johnson. Johnson plays the ball forwards first time, trying to find McDonough, but it's then hooked clear by Mark Nisbet. Ball over the top, looking for Flood. Headed away well though by Carnell, and it's out for a throw to Slough, just a couple of yards inside the Banbury half. And Lynch will leave this for Nathan Smart to come across to take on this right hand side, the throw. Smart just looking for an option. Comes from Togwell. Togwell's ball is Paul and it allows Sandy the chance to get in. Finds McDonough, but Nisbet with a good challenge. Wins the ball, but it's going to go all the way through to Harding in the Banbury goal. And that's an easy take for the Banbury goalkeeper. And again, tries to get Banbury on the attack here. So trying to find Sandy. Sandy here in a foot race with Nathan Smart. Smart will see that ball out for a throw to Slough, 5 or 6 yards away from their own corner flag. They'll leave this one for Guy Hollis to come across. First touch of the ball for Guy this evening. And his throw's headed away well there by Bradbury. Comes into the centre where Togwell wins a header. Flicked on by Flood, trying to find Warren Harris. Harris beat into the ball by Carnell. Comes into the centre where Hollis plays the ball first, looking for Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson up against Hortin, plays it out here towards Wells. Wells just takes a touch, pushes Shamsi out of the way into Simon Dunn. Back out towards Nisbet. The ball played forwards by Nisbet, easily intercepted here by Hortin. Tries to play the ball forwards, but intercepted by Mark Nisbet. Slough just not settling down. Ball here with George Wells. He's going to go back to the goalkeeper Turner, and Turner's chased down by McDonough, but plays the ball forwards. Yeah, looking for Dobson. Dobson does well to win that first header, trying to find Flood, but it's George Nash in the centre that wins the ball back for Banbury. Finds Sandy. Sandy with the ball out here towards Bradbury. Ball back in towards Nash. Nash takes a little touch towards Bradbury and makes a movement forwards down the pitch. Ball here with him. Finds Sandy holding the ball up just inside the Banbury half. Turns. Finds ball back here towards Bradbury in the left back position. Chipping ball. Run from Shamsi comes in, but it's headed away well by Nisbet. Only finds the number 8, which is Self, and Self finds George Nash. Nash turns, being pushed away from goal by Simon Dunn. Dunn still pressurised him, but finds the ball here towards Bradbury. Bradbury's ball down the field, looking for Self, but Nisbet comes across, plays a little ball in here towards Nathan Smart. Smart still has the ball, plays a quick ball down the field, looking for the run of Warren Harris. Harris up against Johnson. Johnson with a touch, comes off his knee and plays it back towards his goalkeeper. Under pressure from Warren Harris, and a good first time clearance by Harding straight down the pitch, headed away though by Nathan Smart. Finds Dunn. Dunn takes it on his chest in the centre, in towards Flood, back in towards Dunn, takes it on his head, but it's cleared in the end by Carnell, but a heavy touch by Wells gives the ball away. Flood tries to win it back for Slough and does. Ball's here with Nisbet, plays the ball on the far hand side here towards Dobson. Dobson a chance to play the ball here towards Flood. Flood on the edge of the penalty area, gets across into the near post, turned left for Dobson, good save, ball still bounces around, it's a goal to the Rebels! And on 7 minutes it's a goal to Slough, and I think it's James Dobson who scored the goal there. It was a good save by Harding. We'll just make sure. Okay, it is James Dobson who's been given the goal on 6 minutes, and he's hit the first one. It was a good save. It bounced around in that 6-yard box, but Dobson was the first to react there, and Slough have taken the lead here at Banbury, something which they very rarely do here at Banbury. Good afternoon to Michael Kelly, who's listening as well, as Slough with this early lead, and from their first real attack of the game as well. It's a kick-off here by Banbury. They go all the way back to Harding, and Harding is allowed to have plenty of time on the ball. Plays the ball down the field, looking for Sandy. Sandy does well to win the header, but only as far as Dunn. Dunn's ball comes towards Nash. Nash just plays the ball forwards. Hollis tries to get there. McDonough uses his body, but it's hooked clear by Nisbet, and Carnell backheaders the ball towards the goalkeeper, Harding. And Harding on the edge of his box, just looking to play the ball out. Just going to take his time with this clearance here. And a long clearance, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet takes a touch that wins it back at the second attempt. Finds George Wells. There's a pillar right in the way there. Back here to Dobson. Dobson with the ball inside. Gives the ball away though to Finch, but wins the ball back. Then slides in and plays the ball. He thought that the throw was his off Hortin, but it's actually gone the other way. The referees indicate it's a throw to Banbury. Slough thought it was their throw. I thought it was their throw as well. And it's a throw to Banbury, halfway inside their own half. The right back Hortin will be the player to go to take this throw. Long throw, trying to find Sandy, headed away by Wells. Straight out of play for another throw to Banbury on the halfway line here. And again, it's Hortin with the throw, looking for Sandy. Sandy flicking the ball on, trying to find McDonough. Mistake there by Slough. McDonough goes down. Referee doesn't give a free kick, and the ball's played here across by Nisbet towards Matt Lynch. Lynch can bring the ball out here. He's just on 20 yards away from his own goal. Gives it here towards Togwell, and Togwell sends the ball back here towards Nathan Smart. Slough will just keep the ball for a little bit. Nathan Smart just being urged to bring the ball forward. Oh, it takes a terrible touch there and knocks the ball straight out of play. Under pressure by Sandy, and it's a throw here to Banbury. And it'll be Bradbury with a throw, finds South. Back here towards Banbury on the halfway line. Just gets the ball onto his left foot. Plays the ball in here to Sandy. Sandy trying to flick the ball onto McDonough. McDonough does well to hold and turn. Plays the ball out, but it's hit a Slough player. Nash wins it back though for Banbury and finds Horton on the far hand side. Horton immediately closed down, but finds McDonough. And ball played out here towards Bradbury. Trying to play the ball here for Sandy, but Sandy would need a motorbike to catch that one. And unfortunately, they're not allowed on the pitch, and he hasn't caught it. It's a throw here to the Rebels, deep inside their own half, about 10 yards away from their own corner flag. And Guy Hollis will be the player that goes across to take this throw. And Hollis just looking to launch a long throw down, just to get Slough out of a bit of defensive problem here. And it is Hollis with this throw, trying to find Bradbury and Flood climbing together. It's come off Bradbury's head, played forward to by Togwell, looking for Harris. Harris is chasing the ball down, comes off Flood but stays in play by Self, and the ball comes in towards Simon Dunn. A poor header by him, but it just evades the challenge of McDonough and goes through to Jack Turner. Good play in the end there by Simon Dunn. Long ball forward by Turner, comes through to Dobson. Dobson handballs it accidentally. It's a free kick to Banbury, 10 yards inside their own half. So Slough with this early goal with the 1-0 lead given to them courtesy of James Dobson with his 14th goal of the season. And we're just waiting for the ball to come back here. And we'll see if there's... I'll try and give you some up-to-date scores in a second. And it's going to be Jack Harding that will take this free kick for Banbury. Long ball deep to the edge of the box, looking for Sandy. Sandy beaten to the ball by Smart. Comes through to Togwell. Togwell takes a touch into a spot. Smart just hammers that ball straight down the pitch, looking for the run of Flood. Carnell's underneath it. Good defensive header by him. And South just about keeps in. Nash straight keeps the ball in. Comes off Lynch, but the ball had gone out of play. It's a throw to Slough here on this near hand side on the halfway line. And Slough just organising themselves well on this pitch here. Slight slope on the pitch here at Banbury, and Slough playing up the hill at the moment. Quick throw here for Dunn. Dunn back towards Nathan Smart, who took the throw. He plays the ball in towards Warren Harris. Takes a touch, finds Flood. Flood tries to release Warren Harris, but it will run through to Harding in the Banbury goal. And he will again look to get Banbury down the field and on the attack quickly. Looking for Sandy. Headed away though by Nathan Smart and out for a throw to Banbury again on this left hand side. And just the ball's just stuck in the bottom of the floodlights here. It's been played back. Bradbury will get the game back underway with this throw for Banbury. Just looking for a little bit of movement, trying to find Sandy. Sandy can't get to the ball. It's come through to McDonough. McDonough tries to hold the ball up. But Hollis is there for Slough to win the ball. And can he keep it in play? He can't. It's just rolled out of play. That's it. It's not gone out of play. It's handball. No? It is going to. I thought the whole ball had to go out of play. Didn't look like it to me, but it is a throw to Banbury, almost 20 yards away from the Slough goal. Into McDonough. McDonough gives it to Bradbury. Bradbury under pressure from Togwell. Plays it down the line. Lynch tries to get a touch. Smart will have to try and stop this going for a corner. Does well to get to the ball and then plays it out here towards Matt Lynch. Lynch turns deep inside that right back position. Plays the ball forward, looking for Warren Harris. Harris with a lovely little flick on, trying to find a run of Dobson, but Horton's there first for Banbury. Finds George Nash. George Nash chased down by Togwell. Just under pressure from two Slough players. Plays the ball out and Togwell wins it back for the Rebels. And Togwell looking for a foul and gets it there for a foul by Nash after he'd done well to win the ball back. And it's a free kick quickly taken here by Lynch, trying to find Dobson, but it's a poor free kick by Lynch just behind Dobson. It's gone straight out of play for a throw on the far hand side to Banbury, taken quickly by Horton towards Shamsey. Shamsey back towards Horton. Horton under pressure goes back to Johnson. Johnson with the ball forwards, again looking for Sandy, up against Wells. Wells wins it well for Slough, just busts into the centre then, plays it back out here towards Lynch. Lynch with a touch in towards Togwell. Togwell's ball trying to find Dobson on the far hand side, well spotted by Horton, who plays the ball out here looking for Ramsey. Ramsey with a chance to run at the Slough defence, but George Wells covers and plays it back towards Turner. And Turner with a long ball down the field, looking for Lynch, headed away well by Carnell, comes to Sandy, takes it on his chest well, hooks the ball over, trying to find the run of Self on this near hand side, but Nathan Smart will come across and clear long for Slough, trying to find Chris Flood. Flood takes the ball on his chest in towards Togwell. Togwell's ball trying to find Dunn, it's just a touch too heavy and Shamsey comes across to win it for Banbury. In towards Horton. Horton immediately put under pressure by Dunn. In towards Johnson. Johnson just scoops the ball high into the night sky. Sandy tries to win it. Wells with the ball, but it goes straight out of play for a throw to Banbury on the halfway line. And this game is a little bit scrambled end to end. Quick throw here, looking for Sandy. Sandy wins the flick on and finds Shamsy on the far hand side, but he's been robbed of the ball well by Slough between Wells and Nisbet, and finds Dobson. Dobson with a little back heel, puts Slough under pressure. The ball here with Nash, but one back here well by Guy Hollis. He plays the ball in, gives the ball away immediately to Self, and it comes back here towards Bradbury. Bradbury's got Self on the left hand side if he needs him. Bradbury just being urged to bring the ball forwards. Comes back towards Nash. Nash looks up, plays the ball into Shamsy. Shamsy with a bit of space, trying to find Self on this left-hand side. He's breaking into the side, plays it in towards Banbury. Banbury first-time cross, hooks away by Lynch, comes through here towards Finch. Finch just takes a touch, plays it out on the far-hand side. Horton. Horton slips, and he does well to recover and keep the ball. Plays it in towards Shamsy, trying to look for a 1-2 with McDonough. McDonough holding the ball up here, up against George Wells. Played back in, quick little through ball there, but Jack Turner's out of his blocks easily there and comes through to scoop that ball and relieve the pressure that Slough were under. Good spell of play there by Banbury United, but Turner with this quick ball forwards, well spotted by Horton. He does well to win the header and heads it in towards Shamsy. Shamsy on the halfway line, has the ball, looks up, trying to chip the ball forwards for the run of McDonough there, but it's well spotted by George Wells, and Wells will, under no pressure, can bring the ball forwards here for the Rebels on that left-hand side position. Plays it immediately, looking for the run of Flood. Flood trying to get past Carnell. Gets the ball here towards Warren Harris. Harris a little bit deeper, finds Simon Dunn. Dunn's got Dobson on the left. Oh, he plays it in towards Warren Harris. He gets in, goes past one, goes past two. Serves the ball. It's a good save by Harding. Slough looking for a penalty. And in fact, it's gone out for a goal kick. It's a really good, brave save by the Banbury goalkeeper, Jack Harding there, diving at the feet of Warren Harris, and just gets a good ricochet there. And it's come off Slough player. It's out for a goal kick, and that was a good chance to make it 2 for the Rebels, but some good goalkeeping there. And Harding immediately plays the ball down here, looking for Sandy, headed away well by Nisbet. It comes into the centre where Carnell can play the ball forwards, and it's headed away though by Wells, looking for Dobson. Dobson wins that first header. Harris in a sandwich area, but it's headed on by Dunn towards Dobson. Dobson scored the only goal, gets the ball in towards Warren Harris, fixing back here towards Dobson. Dobson trying to race on to get it. It's a good save again by Jack Harding. That is a top quality save. Comes out early to block the shot from Dobson, gets a good strong arm to that. It's out for a corner to the Rebels. And now the Slough fans behind that goal are making a little bit of noise. It's an outswinging corner here for Slough. And it's Dobson that will take this corner on that far side. And it's just waiting for a bit of movement from the Slough players. Signal comes in for what they want. Played into the far hand side. It's come through to Flood. Hit gets the ball in, but it's come through to George Nash. You can try and bring the ball out. Finds Jack Self. Self here under pressure. Oh, good challenge by Nisbet, but the ball comes out here towards Shamsy. Banbury still have players forward if they need them. Shamsy just waits, plays it, allows Dunn to come in and play the ball. Comes in towards Nash. Nash will spread it here towards McDonough. Plays it in, looking for the run there, and it's come through on the far hand side to Sandy. Sandy trying to break in. Great challenge though by George Wells. It is on the far hand side of Wells, still battling on the far hand side with the ball. Plays it down the field. That is some good defending by George Wells. As Sandy had broken through the defence. Ball comes in here towards McDonough. Holds the ball up from the throw, back out towards Horton. Horton under pressure, and Slough win the ball back here with Flood, but they've lost it through Shamsy. Shamsy working hard to win the ball there. Slough looking for a free kick that wasn't given. Shamsy finds Carnell. Carnell deep inside, plays it in towards Nash. Nash under pressure towards Shamsy, tries to play it in. Togwell and Dunn try to close him down. Oh, he air kicks the ball and gives the ball here to Slough. That's a poor mistake by Shamsy. Ball's here with Simon Dunn, in towards Warren Harris. Harris takes a touch, back out towards Dunn. Dunn's got Dobson on that far hand side if he needs it. Plays it on there, but Horton spots that. Good chest down by the right back and brings the ball out here towards McDonough. McDonough turns inside his own half, stops, puts his foot on the ball, gives it back here towards Shamsy. Dobson being urged to chase down. Shamsy hits it with the outside of his foot, but that's going easily to the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And good thinking by Shamsy. They're playing that with the outside of his foot, but Turner alert to that one and rolls the ball out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet plays the ball forward, so looking for the run of Lynch. Lynch trying to get past Bradbury on this near hand side. Slough trying to keep the ball in, but good defending by Bradbury. Just has a go at his goalkeeper there, just to say it was his fault. He should have come and got it, but in the end it is a goal kick to Banbury United. Let's see if we can find some scores from around the other Southern Premier League games for you while we wait for this one. It's a long kick here by Harding. Sandy tries to win the header, but Lynch will come across for Slough. Keeps the ball in here, finds Nathan Smart. Smart with the ball forward towards Harris. Harris beaten to the ball by Carnell. Comes out into the centre here, but Togwell wins the header and finds Harris. Harris with the ball in towards Flood. Back in towards Togwell. Togwell goes past the referee. Finds Simon Dunn. Simon Dunn trying to play the ball in, looking for Warren Harris behind the defence. And again, Harding this time has to come out quick to come and claim that ball. And Harding trying to release Banbury quickly. Finds George Nash. Nash gives the ball to Johnson. Johnson with the ball back towards the goalkeeper. Harding has the ball at his feet. And let's see if we can... Long ball forward here by Harding. It takes a skip off the surface and we go out for a throw to Slough quite deep in their own half, and I'm sure they'll let Guy Hollis come across to take this throw. Let's see if we can find you some latest scores from the Southern Premier League. It's apart from obviously this game, it's Biggleswade 1, Royston 0. All the other games are goalless in the Southern Premier League at the moment. And it's going to be Hollis with this long throw for Slough, trying to find Flood. Flood trying to flick the ball on, but only comes as far as Finch. Finch under pressure, manages to get the ball in towards Shamsey, but George Wells is there with a touch to help clear the ball, but it comes back out towards Finch. Finch with the first time ball over the top, looking for the run off McDonough, but Wells heads the ball away. Needs a little bit of help defensively on that far hand side, as Shamsey's won the ball for Banbury, 10 yards inside his own half, gives it to Horton. Horton will go back here towards Johnson, the Banbury captain, under pressure, plays it back out towards Horton. Now trying to pressurise the ball. It's given away by Finch, comes here towards Harris. Harris finds Dobson. Dobson chips the ball, looking for Warren Harris on the far hand side. Johnson comes across and clears, but it's out for a throw to the Rebels. Halfway inside the Banbury half, and Dobson just trying to rush the throw, but Slough just told him to wait. George Wells takes the throw and finds Dobson. Dobson back here towards Wells. Wells looks up, crosses early, trying to find Flood. Flood takes a touch, turns away from goal, shoots first time, and I thought it took a deflection, but good defending there by Bradbury, puts Flood under pressure, and it's out for a goal kick to Banbury here. So we've played 21 minutes here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. Slough with this 1-goal lead, and Harding takes the goal kick quickly and finds Johnson deep inside his own half. Johnson with the ball forwards, looking for the run of McDonough. Headed away well by Nisbet. Comes through the centre to Sandy, but Sandy's immediately closed down by his two Slough players, and they've won it back through Dunn and Togwell, and it's Dunn that plays the ball back here towards Turner, and Turner's happy to just have the ball at his feet. Long ball by him, trying to find Dobson on this far hand side. Dobson up against Horton. Dobson wins a header, comes through to Harris. Harris back towards Dobson. Dobson trying to keep the ball in. Does well on the far hand side. Does he? No, it's gone out of play for a throw to Banbury. And so Slough playing up the hill here at Banbury this first half. Long throw by Horton, trying to find Sandy. Well headed away by Wells. Dobson gets a flick on, then gets bashed, and Slough won a free kick for a foul there, much to the amusement of the Slough fans behind the goal to our right. And we're just going to wait for Matt Lynch to go across to take this free kick for the Rebels. And Lynch is who's taking this. It's about 10 yards inside the Banbury half, and he's just waiting for a little bit of movement. Plays the ball into the box. It's headed away well by Johnson. Comes out here towards Shamsey. Shamsey immediately does well. Good control by him, but Wells is there first for Slough. Wells wins the ball back, but then Shamsey leaves it and finds McDonough. McDonough now has the ball back out here towards Shamsey. Slough playing it down the line, but good defending back there by George Wells, who does well to come back and collect the ball for Slough. Plays it in here towards Togwell. Togwell the ball forwards to Dobson. Dobson looking to run at Horton. Plays the ball in here towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up towards Hoyers. Plays it in looking for the run of Dobson, but it's cleared in the end by George Nash, and out for a throw to the Rebels. And not far away from the home dugout. The Slough fans making a little bit of noise here behind this goal. As Wells takes a quick throw in towards Nisbet, gets the ball back, and then plays it back here towards Nisbet. Nisbet looks up, finds Dunn, and Nisbet on the halfway line just sets the ball back, tries to find Togwell, but gives the ball away here towards George Nash. He finds Self. Self just looks up, playing the ball, looking for the run of McDonough. McDonough here up against Hollis. Hollis is fast, and he's going to try and see that ball out, and in the end he has to clear it. Stop it going for a corner. It's gone out for a throw to Banbury, 7 or 8 yards away from the Frag. Quick fake and throw there in towards South. Back out here towards Bradbury. Bradbury immediately under pressure by Lynch. Has the ball. Gives the ball away though towards Togwell. And Togwell will try and clear under pressure. Gives the ball to Lynch. Lynch hits it straight at a Banbury player. Slough just under pressure. And it's played back towards the goalkeeper by Lynch. And a good clearance by Slough, but only as far as Johnson. Johnson header go. It comes as far as Dunn. And Slough just giving the ball away here towards Finch. Finch with the ball forwards. In through Sandy. Sandy is clear and won a goal. He's still got the ball. He's got it. He's equalised for Banbury. It's Elliot Sandy with the goal on 24 minutes. A poor mistake there by Slough. They gave the ball away in the centre. Sandy went through. He was trying to make Jack Turner come and make a mistake. And he waited for him to go down. And when he did, he flicked the ball past him. It's an equaliser here for Banbury. Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. And Slough will be disappointed to give that goal away. Their own mistake there means that they've helped concede that goal there. And Weymouth are playing somewhere, are they? They must be playing some kind of cup game. Because it's, it looks like Redditch are 2 up against Shroom as well. Slough have the ball from the kick-off here with Lynch. In towards Flood. Flood does well to find Warren Harris. Harris in towards Dunn. Dunn on the middle side, gives it here towards Wells. Wells cuts past a couple of players, runs with the ball, finds Flood. Ball back in here towards Lynch. Lynch chips the ball forwards on the far hand side. In towards Flood. Flood trying to play the ball in. Johnson comes across and he manages to get the ball out here towards Hortin. And Banbury clear under pressure. Ball comes here looking for McDonough, but it's gone past him. And Slough will see it all the way back to their goalkeeper, Jack Turner. And Turner will pick the ball up and look to play the ball forwards here. Just waiting for a bit of movement from the Slough forwards. Long ball up here, looking for Dobson on that left-hand side. Dobson gets a lucky ricochet. Ball comes in towards Warren Harris. Finds Flood. Flood trying to go past Johnson. Good challenge by the Banbury captain. He does well to clear. Only as far as Nisbet, who volleys the ball back. Headed away, though, by Jack South. In towards Shamsi, but Togwell's there first for the Rebels and finds Nathan Smart. Smart in towards Lynch. Lynch on the halfway line. Under pressure from Bradbury. Gives the ball away, but Banbury couldn't hold it, and it's played forwards by Togwell. Looking for the run of Warren Harris. Carnell's there. Plays it back towards his goalkeeper, Harding. Harding takes a touch and plays it down the field. Finds Sandy. Scores the equalising goal. In towards George Nash. Nash just takes a touch through. Plays it in, and it's won back by George Wells, just inside his own half. And Wells plays the ball in towards Flood. Flood with a touch in towards Dunn. Dunn under pressure from Finch. Finds Wells on the halfway line. He can just bring the ball forwards a couple of yards here, looking to find the ball to Lynch on this near hand side, but Bradbury's there, heads the ball down to his goalkeeper, but it's got too much on it, and it's a corner to the Rebels here, given away by Bradbury. And it's going to be Dobson that'll come across to take this corner for the Rebels. This will be an in-swinging corner for Slough here, and they'll look to see if they can get back into the lead with this corner. It's Dobson to take it. And he just waits to see a bit of movement inside the box. Here comes the movement from the Slough players. They break. Dobson plays the ball in deep to the far side. It's come through it, headed away. Cleared well by Jack Self and trying to find Shamsi, but it's gone straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels on that far hand side. Shamsi just couldn't get there quick enough. And Banbury defend that corner well. And it's Wells that comes across to take this throw. Quick throw in towards Togwell. Togwell takes it down on his chest, chips the ball forwards, and it's gone too far. And Harding will. Oh, he just. I was going to say it's an easy catch for him. Just bounces over his head, but fortunately for Banbury United, Slough just let him have the ball, and he's able to gather that at the second attempt there. And again, he's just going to roll this ball just a couple of feet outside of his penalty area and hammers a long ball down, looking for Sandy, but Shavsey swapped sides. He's come over to the left-hand side, and Self has gone to the right-hand side. So Banbury have swapped their wingers over, and it's a throw to Banbury here. 10 feet inside the Slough half. Bradbury will be the player that takes it. Just about getting used to the numbers that Banbury have got here. It is Bradbury to take the throw here on this near-hand side. Just, again, no movement from the Banbury players. The referee's quite happy to let him just have the ball there. And looks for Sandy. It comes through to Smart. Smart hooks it over his head. Wells helps the ball on, trying to find Harris. Comes back out towards Wells. Wells just chips the ball down. Underneath it is Carnell. Oh, Carnell's just hit it straight out of play under no pressure. Scooped the ball out. And a throw to the Rebels on this near-hand side. And Sandy's gone down injured. And there'll be a break in play here. So what there's a break in play? Let's see if we can find you some scores from the other games here as Sandy gets some treatment. It's Redditch are 2 up in their game. Kettering, are they playing tonight? They must be playing some kind of cup game because they're 2-0 up as well. Let's have a look, see what else we can find. Windsor are 2-1 up in their game. And it's, let's see if we can find some scores for you. Let's see if there's a thing. Is Sandy's still getting some treatment here. He's taking his face mask off. So it could mean that he thinks his game is over. Let's have a look, see if we can find for that one. Stratford have scored. Stratford at home to Kings Langley. Stratford 1 up. And Sandy gets to his feet and he comes off the pitch. He's still hobbling here, but looks like he's going to come back on. He's just going to put his face mask on and waiting for the Slough fans to start singing Phantom of the Opera, but not as yet. Quick throw here by Slough with Nathan Smart. Finds Guy Hollis. Hollis with the ball across to Wells. Wells just has to come back on himself. Has the ball. Sandy's back on the pitch. The Banbury back to 11. Ball's here with Hollis. Hollis wastes that ball, kicks it straight of play and almost hits someone in the stand here. And it's a throw to Banbury, 20 yards away from their own goal. Bradbury will be the player that comes across to take this throw. And he's just looking to play the ball, looking for McDonough. McDonough holds the ball up well, challenged by a couple of Slough players, comes off Slough player last, and it's out for a throw to Banbury on the halfway line. And again, Bradbury will take it. Shamsy trying to make some space. Sandy wants the ball, gets the ball, controls it well down the line, back here towards Bradbury, but Togwell's there first, but it's one back here by Nash. Nash in towards Shamsy, finds Bradbury, ball back in to Sandy. Sandy clattered, but it's cleared by Slough, but it's got too much on it as it goes up the hill and finds Harding in the Banbury goal. And he's happy to just wait for Banbury to just congregate a little bit more upfield. And launches a huge kick down the field. And Slough defence leave it, but they aim for that far corner every time. They're looking to come down the slope and get into that far left-hand corner. And that's what they've done here. So Hollis will take this long throw for Slough. Good couple of yards away from his own corner flag. And ball played in. Flicked on well by Lynch. Comes through though towards Self. Dunn tries to win the ball. Comes through into Warren Harris, but he's robbed of the ball by Banbury player. Comes out here towards Johnson. Johnson with a heavy touch. Just manages to win the ball back and finds Self. Self with the ball over. Looking for the run of Shamsy on the far hand side. Shamsy's offside. And he did look offside. From obviously I'm not in line, but he did look offside. He was way in front of the last player, and that's what the linesman on that far hand side has said, and it is a free kick to the Rebels. So let's see what else is going on here. Kettering must be in a cup game because they're playing Daventry. Long ball forward here by Turner, headed well by Johnson. Comes out here towards Togwell. Togwell's header finds Wells. Wells heads the ball back on. Dogsman trying to find it. It's headed away by Johnson. Comes through though towards Horton. Horton hits it straight at Warren Harris and the ball spins off for a corner. Stratford have scored again. So Stratford 2, Kings Langley 0. And we'll see if we give you those at half-time. 30 minutes gone in the game. So see if we can give you the scores from the Southern Premier for you. It is Banbury 1, Slough 1, Biggleswade 1, Royston 0, Chesham 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 1, St Ives 0, Redditch 2, Frome 0, and Stratford 2, Kings Langley 0. Those are your scores in the Southern Prem this evening. So Harding with this long ball, looking for Sandy, but it's headed away by Smart, and then it comes off Flood last. It's out for a throw to Banbury United, and Slough just not been in the game this last few minutes. It's all been Banbury. And it will be Bradbury on this left-hand side to take this throw. Again, looking for Sandy. It's going to be allowed to bounce. McDonough tries to get there first, and it's a free kick won by Banbury there for a foul by Guy Hollis on McDonough, and Slough will have to be aware of the presence here. Banbury quite a tall side, and they've got some height going forwards for this free kick. Shamsey will be the player that takes this, and it's a free kick. It's in between the byline and the 18-yard line box, and roughly about 16 yards away from the Slough goal. Shamsey just happy to just take the ball. Linesman just making sure that Matt Lynch will come back a little bit further. Matt Lynch is pointing out to the referee that Shamsey's just moved the ball forward. It's Shamsey with this free kick here. Hits it first time. It's headed away well by Nisbet. Comes to the edge of the box, and the referee says there's a foul in there. It's a free kick to Slough. I think it was Nisbet with a clearance, and Dunn is down at the moment, but he's all right. He's come to his feet, and it will be a free kick to the Rebels. And it's Turn that will take this free kick inside his own penalty area, and just waiting for the referee to get this going. We have played 34 minutes here at Banbury. Still 1-1 here. Long ball forwards. Carnell underneath. It heads the ball away. Only as far as Dunn. Dunn's header trying to find Dobson. Headed away by Horting. Comes through to South. South's clearance only finds Togwell. Togwell gets to the ball first, but just hits it high up in the air. Dunn tries to get there, and then Togwell with a header in towards Wells. Wells chips the ball forwards, trying to find Lynch. Comes out here towards Togwell. Togwell chips it into the box. Headed away by Carnell. Just comes out here towards Dobson. Dobson takes a touch in towards Togwell. Just sold him short, but Togwell does well to win the ball. Now tries to find Nathan Smart on this near-hand side. Smart up against Bradbury. Goes past Finch. He actually nutmegs him, and then Finch brings him down, and Smart is down injured here at the moment. I think he just got his face just caught the ground as he went down there. He's holding his throat here, and I think it was just as he fell, South just fell on top of him there and just caught him. But it's a free kick to Slough here. It's right by the sideline here, but it's about 25 yards away from goal. Dobson will be the player that takes this one. Unless the goalkeeper gets in a better position. I can see Dobson shooting straight away here. Smart just still holding his throat, but needs to be aware here. Every Banbury player inside the penalty area apart from Shamsey, as Dobson looks to take this free kick here for Slough. Hits it with a lot of pace. Goes goalwards. It's Jack Harding and takes that down well. Low, right down low, and just needed a touch there from a player, and that could have easily been a goal. But well defended by the goalkeeper, and a good free kick there by Dobson, just catching in the wind. And Harding has the ball here on the edge. Plays a long ball high. Again looking for that left-hand corner. Nathan Smart's underneath it. Heads the ball up. Togwell gets there first. In towards Lynch. Lynch beaten to the ball, but comes through to Togwell. Lynch on the floor trying to play the ball. Banbury wins it. Finds it into McDonough. McDonough plays it in towards Jack South. South back in towards McDonough. McDonough has got space to find Horting on the far hand side. Good run by the right back. Chipped in first time. Looking for Shamsey. It's gone past everyone. And it's a goal kick there. And great crossing on that far hand side, but no one got a touch on it. And Jack Turner saw that, let the ball go, and it's a goal kick to the Rebels. 1-1 here at the moment. We have 8 minutes left of this first half. And we will keep you up to date with the scores from around some of the other games in the Southern Premier League as we just wait for Turner to take this goal kick. And Turner, long ball forward, trying to find the run of Lynch. Lynch beaten to the ball by Bradbury. Header finds Shamsey, and Shamsey can try and look to play the ball in. Looking for the run of Elliot Sandy. Guy Hollis is there for Slough. Comes across well, does Hollis, and then clears. His clearance only finds Finch. Finch has the ball in towards Bradbury. Bradbury chips the ball in first time, but it's got too much on it and goes into the arms of Turner, with McDonough trying to get onto the end of that. And Turner trying to get Slough on the attack here, trying to find Dobson. Dobson trying to flick the ball on. Comes in towards Flood. Flood heads it on. Dobson trying to get there first. He does get there first. In towards Simon Dunn. Towards Ryan Harris. Harris goes down. It's not a penalty. It's the ball was behind him. And then they're given away by Banbury though towards Togwell. Togwell has the ball inside towards Lynch. Lynch finds Dobson. Dobson's central position. Just trying to orchestrate a flicked ball through. It's headed away. Comes back out here towards Sandy. And Sandy can try and get on the attack. Well won by Nisbet, but apparently Dobson had fouled. And Sandy gets up and complains to the referee. I don't get what he's complaining about. He's won a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle inside his own half. He's not going to get a free kick, a yellow card for that. And a free kick it was, and it's Harding that will take this free kick, the goalkeeper. Nowhere near where the free kick was given, but I presume if he takes it any further up, he's got such a long kick, he'll kick it out of play. But it's Harding, the Banbury goalkeeper, to take this kick. Again, lamed long towards Shamsy, headed away by Nathan Smart. Lynch will try and keep it in. Oh, does really well. Plays it off Bradbury. It's come out for a throw to Slough. And I think they're going to leave it for Hollis to take a long throw. Warren Harris playing up front for the Rebels here tonight. Cornell is on the bench. Long throw here, trying to find Flood. Flood does well to hit the ball on. Trying to find Warren Harris, but Harris was offside as soon as he went for the ball. Correct decision by the linesman here. He was just offside. Very tight, but it was a correct decision. And it's a free kick to Banbury here on this near-hand side. And they'll leave it again for the goalkeeper Harding to take. About 10 yards outside of his box. Where's he going? Just Lionel's going to let him steal a couple of yards. Just a couple of yards between friends. And it's Harding that will take this free kick for Banbury. Looks up, plays a long ball again, aimed towards Sandy down that far corner. Comes off the head of Smart. Smart will manage to clear the ball high into that night sky. Underneath it is Flood, trying to get there first. And gets a second bite of the cherry. Plays it down the line, looking for the run of Harris. Johnson plays it back towards his goalkeeper. His goalkeeper takes a touch. Under pressure. Oh, he's put it back in towards Johnson. Johnson now under pressure from Slough. Manages to keep it back in towards his goalkeeper. Then Harding plays it down the line up to McDonough. Flicked on by him, but played forwards by Nisbet. And Carnell pretends to head it, lets the ball run through to his goalkeeper. And it's Harding just picking the ball up here as we come into the final 5 minutes of this first half. Harding just plays the ball forwards. Long ball, again looking for Sandy. Comes off the head of Hollis, but Hollis' header isn't the best. And McDonough tries to get the headed away by Nisbet. Comes through to Sandy, and it's hooked clear in the end by Togwell, but ball's high in the air. Warren Harris will chase it. Johnson's underneath it and heads it back towards his goalkeeper. Good evening to some of you listening on the chat. Did anyone hear that? I did say chat, didn't I? Good evening to Michael Kelly, RG Mangiarino, Colin Davis, Will Rees and Ian Sharp. Good evening to you. Thank you for getting contact. Long ball played forward. Bradbury wins the header, but Slough will see that ball out of play, and it's a throw to Slough deep inside their own half. And again, it's Hollis that comes across to take this long throw for the Rebels. He's just waiting for a bit of movement, trying to find Flood. Did the ball come in play? It's come in play and gone out of play for the throw. So it's a throw here towards Banbury. And it is going to be a throw to Banbury on the halfway line. It's been adjudged to have got out. And it'll be Bradbury again to take this throw for Banbury. Again, he'll look for Sandy and McDonough. It's come through to McDonough. He takes a touch there. So heavy touch, and Togwell wins it for Slough. Cleared down the line by Lynch. Gives Warren Harris something to chase. Goalkeeper comes out for this one and smashes that one high, wide, and on the roof. No, it bounces right to the side of our commentary position there. And it's a throw to Slough. And it's a throw here to Guy Hollis to take. Hollis 25 yards away from goal. Slough sent a couple of players forwards for this. With a bit of wind here, this could take it into the box. Hollis with a bit of space to launch his ball into. Long throw. It's headed away by Carnell. Comes to the edge of the penalty area. It's won back by Simon Dunn. Holds the ball up well for Slough. Gives it here towards Wells. Wells on the halfway line. Under pressure from Shabsy. Plays the ball forwards. It's cleared by Banbury, but only comes as far as Togwell. Togwell now plays a little ball inside here to Dobson. Dobson on the right hand side here. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Shoots from distance. It's blocked by Nash. Comes out towards Shamsy. Shamsy takes a touch. Could have played it first time. Then plays the ball forwards, but McDonough had stopped his run, and it goes all the way through to Turner. I think Shamsy just made the wrong decision. If he'd have played that quicker, would have got behind the defence. So long ball forwards by Turner. Headed away towards Dunn. Comes out here towards Wells. Wells a couple of feet inside. Just chips the ball in, looking for the run of Dunn. Johnson comes across with the challenge. Goes out of play for a throw to Slough. And a quick throw taken by Slough on the far hand side. Back here towards Wells. Wells trying to find Simon Dunn. The ball coming down that far hand side, kept in by the corner by Horton. Horton's clearance only comes as far as Togwell. Togwell takes a touch 30 yards away from goal, in towards Flood. Flood trying to backheel it, but it's cleared by Carnell up towards McDonagh. McDonagh takes a heavy chest, and it's won back here by Dobson. Dobson playing quite deep here, now runs into a central position. Looks trying to find Togwell here as Togwell breaks into the corner of the box. Togwell needs a bit of help. Comes here from Nathan Smart. Smart will take a touch forward, then tries to run past McDonagh. Gets past him, gets to the byline, and his cross is extremely poor. It just bobbled as he took a touch there. He could have most probably driven a good 10 yards further there, but he took it a little bit earlier. See the bobble, it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. And we're into the last minute here of normal time. And it's Jack Harding to take this goal kick. And Harding just taking his time with this ball. Again, long ball aimed here again towards Sandy. Sandy beaten to the ball by Hollis. Flicked on well by Togwell. In towards Harris. Harris beaten to the ball by Johnson. Comes in towards Nash. Nash plays the ball over. Shavsey trying to get on there. Hollis has to come across for Slough and get there first. Nathan Smart comes across to try and hook the ball clear. Gives it towards Hollis, and Hollis does play it down the line. And Flood trying to get there first. It's a good header by Carnell. Finds Bradbury. Bradbury cuts inside with the ball. Chips it in though. And it's been left by McDonagh. It will roll through to Turner in the Slough goal. And he will try to get Slough in. There's 2 minutes of added time here indicated by the assistant referee. Poor header by Johnson. Comes here towards Flood. Flood finds Lynch. Lynch will play it back here towards Nathan Smart. Smart looks up, plays the ball first time, looking for the run of Dobson on the far hand side, and Horton has to get a touch to that and head it out of play for a corner as we head into added time here at Banbury of this first half. It's Dobson that will take this corner, and it will be Dobson to take this. This will be an out-swinging corner for the Rebels. They're going to leave it actually for Lynch, so it might be an in-swinging corner now. So now just deciding to change their mind. In-swinging corner here for the Rebels here as we into the added time on in this first half. Lynch with this corner for Slough on that far hand side. Chip near post, headed across, and it's gone all the way, and it's going to come out for a throw to Banbury right by the corner flag. And Slough will try to pin Banbury in on that far side. As one of the Banbury players has gone down. It's Carnell just slowly coming to his feet. He's fine. And it's Bradbury will take this throw right deep inside his own half by the corner flag. And it's Bradbury with this throw. Trying to find Sandy. And Lynch is adjudged to have fouled Sandy. It's a free kick to Banbury. And no real argument from the Slough players. And Sandy will just do his boots up as well. And he's still having trouble doing his boots up. And I think that the referee will, once this ball goes in the air, will blow for full half time here. Just looking to see what's going on. And it is Harding just to come across to take this kick. It's played all the way through. It'll come all the way through to Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner will just try and get Slough on the attack here with Dobson. Trying to find Dobson on the far hand side, but he won't because the referee does blow up. And it's half time here. It's Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. And Slough taking the lead early in 6 minutes. Right, we've got a bit of an idiot reporter sitting next to us who's just knocked everything off the top, who only cares about his stuff, and that's how it goes. So it's Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. Slough taking the lead early through James Dobson. And in the 6 minute equaliser though by Elliot Sandy means it's 1-1 here at the Banbury Plant Hire Stadium. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us here, you can do via the live chat on the comment section on the YouTube, or if you're on Twitter, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio. We'll try and give you the half-time scores from the Southern Premier League in a second for you, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. So just to confirm, the up and coming games for the Rebels are this Saturday. Slough will be away to Hendon in the FA Trophy. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. The following Tuesday, which will be the 28th, that's a week from today, Slough are at home to Redditch. So we have a 7:45 kickoff. And then on the 4th of December, I don't know if it's a game you've heard about, but we are at home to Rochdale in the FA Cup second round. So there you go. Those are the up and coming games for the Rebels for you. And we'll should be available to. We're hoping to be able to broadcast from Hendon on Saturday. We've not been a place that we've broadcast from before, but we will confirm that later during the week, hopefully. So Dobson gets his 14th goal of the season, but unfortunately for Slough, it's an equaliser by Sandy, his first goal for Banbury United. Sandy was a player at Kettering, you may remember him from there. But he's equalised here, and it's 1-1 in this game. We'll try and see if we can find you those half times. And it's Stratford 2, Kings Langley 0. Kings Lynn are in a cup competition. It's Hereford 3, St Ives 0. So that's not good for the Rebels. And let's just see what else we can find for you. Wait for those half-time scores to come through for you. And we'll Slough just got a couple of substitutes warming up. Obviously the substitute bench for the Rebels does include Adam Cornell, who's currently plying his trade in for Bracknell Town, but he's here to help Slough out, as they've got an injury shortage, so not sure how long he's signed on for, but we'll see how that goes. And we'll see what's going on. Let's just see what happened on this day. Trying to see what's. Okay, so in 1936 on this day, the 21st of November, the world's first gardening programme called In Your Garden with Mr. Middleton was broadcast by the BBC. I'm trying to find what else we can find on this day that's of any interest. Not that that was of any interest either. On this day in 2003, an acoustic guitar from the late Beatle George Harrison that he learned to play on fetched £276,000 at a London auction. In 1994, Princess Anne left England for a 7-day tour of South Africa and Mozambique. It was the first official visit to South Africa by a royal family member in 50 years. And there you go. So that's some things on this day. Let's see if we can find you the rest of those scores from the Evo Stick Southern Premier League and what it will mean to the league table, as the fans have just started to swap ends here. Not the biggest of crowds here. I think Banbury did start with some good crowds early in the season when they were doing well and winning, but they've had some poor results. I think it has affected the attendance. So it's Banbury 1, Slough 1, Biggleswade 1, Royston 1, Chesham 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 3, St Ives 0, Redditch 2, Frome 0, and Stratford 2, Kings Langley 0. Those are your scores in the Evo Stick Southern Premier League. And I believe that there may be something called the Champions League on at the moment. Surprisingly, that's Sevilla 0, Liverpool 3, which is half-time score. Man City 0, Feyenoord 0, Napoli 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Half time, Monaco 1, RB Leipzig 4. We've also got half time, Apoel Nicosia 0, Real Madrid 4, Borussia Dortmund 1, Tottenham 0. There's a long list of games in the Sky Bet Championship, and Sheffield United have the chance to go top, but they're currently losing at home to Fulham 3-2. Let's have a look. It's Charlton 1, Rochdale 1 in League 1. Maidenhead United have gone down to Eastleigh this evening, and they're 1-0 up in that game at half time. Eastleigh 0, Maidenhead 1, Woking 1, Ebbsfleet 0. Let's have a look. Let's see what else we've got. Hendon are 3-1 up at the moment at half time at home to Dulwich Hamlet. Dulwich Hamlet, one of the top teams in that league. Hendon are up there as well, and Hendon are 3-0 up already in that game. So there are opposition on Saturday, so they're doing rather well. And there you go. And we'll just see what the scores at the moment will do to the Southern Premier League table. If it stays like this at the moment, Slough will drop down to third position. Hereford will go second with 39 points. Kings Lynn are top at the moment on 43. They're in cup action this evening. So Slough, with this, if it stays at 1-1, will move to 38. Hereford will go above them. Chesham not near it, so it will be Kings Lynn top. And at the moment, it's Hereford second, Slough third, Weymouth fourth, and Kettering fifth. And obviously that will change with how the games and goals go for the rest of this second half. For a few minutes away, we'll keep our eye on whether there's any substitutions that will be made from either of the two sides. It is quite difficult though for Banbury. Banbury seem to have squad numbers for some strange reason. I don't know why, but it's normally when they come out and you look for the numbers 1 to 11 and they've not got numbers 1 to 11, it's quite difficult, but we'll keep an eye out for that one. Let's see what else. We've got some scores from the Evo Stick East and West. Aylesbury 0, Barton Rovers 1, Bedford Town 0, Beaconsfield 1, Hanwell 2, Arsley 0, Kempston Rovers 2, Ashford Town 1. In the West League, it's Bolton Rovers 1, Mangersfield United 1, Winchester City 1, Swindon Supermarine 1, and Yates 1, Cinderford 0. Now, so if you haven't heard of the plight of Merthyr Town, Merthyr are in some financial difficulties. They do need to pay a tax bill rather soon, and there is a crowdfunding page. So if you are on Twitter, someone's just going to read the Tannoy announcer's just going to have a go, so he's a little bit loud. But Merthyr Town have a fundraising page there, and you can go on it. They are trying to pack their ground for Saturday's game at home to Dorchester to try and get as much money in as possible. So we wish Merthyr Town all the luck on Saturday. Hope they get a big crowd. It's a lovely ground, and I like going there. People there are really, really friendly, so we wish them all the best for the rest of the season. And I think you're finding that Chesham are finding Farnborough a little bit harder to beat than Merthyr Town were the other evening. So we're just going to find you some more scores from around the grounds. Sorry, mid-yawn there. Apologies. Let's see what else we've got. Bolton Wanderers 2, Reading 0. Derby County 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Oxford United 1, Blackburn 3. Oldham 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. Just trying to find some localish teams for us. Luton are in the goals again. Luton 2, Carlisle 0. Accrington Stanley, Wickham Wanderers 0. And, there we go. Harrow Borough 0, Staines 0. And yeah, just a reminder that the Potters Bar, Malden and Tiptree game was postponed because the Malden Town minibus containing 8 players was in a multi-vehicle crash, and we do hope that all of their players are well. They were very gracious down when we went down and visited them in the FA Trophy a couple of weeks ago, so do hope that there's no serious injuries at all, so we hope that they're all well. Slough players have started to come out for the start of the second half, and we'll just keep an eye to see if anyone else is coming out. I can see Adam Cornell, they're just having a kick around with the half-time subs. I wonder if he'll pop back on the pitch at any time. His last game for the Rebels was that playoff final victory away to Kettering, and Slough fans are just congregating behind the goal to our left. Slough will be playing down the slope for this second half, hoping that that slope gives them a little bit more of an advantage, and a good gathering of Slough fans have made the trip here this evening. There is the latest scores in the League Cup, which is the bigfreebet.com Challenge Cup, which thankfully we are no longer in, so I don't really have to say that. It's AFC Totton 0, Weymouth 1 in those ones. And just trying to see if there's any substitutions for the Rebels at the moment. Doesn't look like there are. And there you go. So we're just waiting for the second half to start. Slough are out, but just waiting for Banbury to pop out, really, and the officials, and then we can crack on. So there you go. We're just waiting for this to go on, and we're just having a quick look at the Banbury programme over the shoulder of our good friends here at Puritans Radio, and just got a picture of Mark Scott there, and they were very gracious in asking about how Mark Scott is at the moment, and Scotty seems to be okay. He's back to full fitness. He's been at some of the Slough games. That's good to see Scotty around and about. And we'll see. Just wait for the second half to start. So, okay. And if you do want to get in contact with us, like I say, you can contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, or if you're listening via the YouTube, then you can. There's a comments bit down there, and it will come through to us here, and just say who you are, where you're listening from, and we'll give you a shout out as it's half time and there's nothing going on at the moment. And, seems to be a little bit late starting this second half. Still waiting for Banbury to show up here. So Slough are fully out, and we're just waiting for the referee and the opposition to come out, and we might actually have a game. Quite chilly here this evening here at Banbury. Nice little journey down, didn't take very long on the coach, supporters coach. Just to let you know that if you do want to get on the supporters coach for the game at Hendon on Saturday, there is a half-time substitution, I can see at least, because there's a number 2 on the pitch and he wasn't on there earlier, so there is a half-time substitution somewhere. Just got to try and figure out who's not come back on. So there is a number. There's a 4 and 8. Let's have a look. A 4 and 8, 10. Sandy could be the player that. Right, 16 is that Sandy? Yeah, no. 10, 17, 20. I'm looking for a number. How can you be looking for a number 20? That's crazy, isn't it? It could well be 20. So it looks as though there's a half-time substitution for Banbury. We will confirm this when it's actually issued, but I think it is Jack Finch, number 20, off, and Jack Westbrook, number 2, on. That does seem to be the substitution that I can see, but it's very difficult when you don't have numbers 1 to 11. Here we go. It's on the far-hand side. It's just going to be indicated.
So teams back out for the second half
Well,
and the half time.
he's going to come with that. He's going to do it. We're just waiting for the guy with the little board just to tell us what it is. It is, in fact, Jack Finch, number 20, off, and Jack Westbrook on. That's the half-time substitution for Banbury. Banbury have the kick-off, shooting from left to right. They'll be playing up the hill this second half. And it's just waiting for the referee, Mr. Barrett, to get this second half underway. Just waiting, there you go, and it's Shamsi who has the ball, plays it back straight away to the goalkeeper Harding. Harding hammers the ball forward up the hill, headed away though by Nathan Smart, comes through to Dobson, beaten to the ball. Hollis is there to hook the ball away for Slough, comes through to Johnson. Johnson plays the ball straight over. Hollis with a second header, comes here towards Westbrook. His first touch of the ball, heads it on and then headed away by Nisbet towards Wells. Wells under pressure here immediately, hammers that ball down the field. Looking for Warren Harris, beaten to the ball by Johnson, comes through to Dunn. Dunn takes the ball on his chest inside his own half. Under pressure from Sandy, finds Nisbet, back towards Dunn, and Dunn can turn. Finds a bit of space to run into, challenged by Shelf, just avoids the challenge, still runs with the ball, finds Togwell on the far hand side. Togwell robbed of the ball, and it's won back by Shamsi, trying to find Sandy. Sandy in towards Shamsi, back here on that far hand side. It's on the left hand side. Trying to play the ball down. Lynch comes across and plays it off him for a throw to Banbury on that far side. And Shamsi has swapped side. He started on the first half down the right. He's playing now on the left-hand side. And the throw comes in from Bradbury towards McDonough, in towards Shamsi, trying to hold the ball up. Slough just turn it inside the penalty area with Smart. Into cross. Oh, given away by Slough. Togwell, it wasn't going away. Nisbet has to challenge. Ball comes back here towards Nash. Nash 25 yards away from goal. Back towards Bradbury. His first time ball comes across. This time Nisbet has a better clearance. Only as far as Westbrook. And he finds Horton. Horton cuts inside. Chased down by Harris. Back towards Westbrook. His ball cut out well by George Wells. And Wells should just go forward. Just loses it and then runs through and tries to get there. And it comes a heavy touch off Westbrook. And it's a throw to Slough on this left-hand side. And a quick throw by George Wells, finds Simon Dunn. Dunn with the ball. Plays it inside here towards Lynch. Lynch more central position here at the start of the second half. Finds Wells. Wells with the ball at his feet. No pressure, finds Lynch. Lynch in towards Dobson. Dobson cuts inside, finds Dunn. Back towards George Wells. Wells just looks up. Still has the ball. Finds it in towards Dobson. Gets the ball back from him. Plays the ball across here towards Togwell. Togwell under pressure. Spreads it out here towards Nathan Smart. Smart just crumbing across the halfway line. Waits for a challenge, almost has it robbed off him by Shamsi. Turns and then comes across, and then we'll go back to his goalkeeper Turner. And Turner hits it with his left foot, solid with his kick in his jack, and it's long ball forward. Carnell wins the header. Only as far as McDonough, but Hollis is there first, but it comes through to Sandy. Sandy trying to release McDonough, but Nisbet spots it well. And Nisbet does well, holds the ball up here, chased by McDonough, plays it with the outside of his foot towards Dobson. Dobson trying to turn and give us a push in the back there on Horton. And it's a free kick to Banbury United, just inside their own half. And it's Horton who will take this free kick for Banbury. And the Banbury fans underneath the covered end make a little bit of noise. A bit quite difficult to make noise down that far end where there's very little cover. Horton to take this free kick. Thumps the ball into the box. Turner comes to claim. Doesn't get there. It comes through. It's Sandy with a shot. It's blocked in the end by Turner. And then it's Nisbet who clears and finds Dobson on this near hand side. Dobson with the ball forward. Trying to find the run of Warren Harris. Harris beaten to the ball. Then it's come out here towards Nash. Now trying to win it back with Dunn. It comes off Dunn last. It's a throw to Banbury. But Turner comes for that ball. Doesn't get there. And Sandy had a good chance. It was blocked by Turner. He'd managed to get back into a position. And Slough have let off their early start of this second half. And it's a throw to Banbury here, which Horton will take on this near hand side. Plays it in, so it doesn't come. It's a throw to Slough. It's gone out of play. Comes off Sandy. Quick throw here by Slough. Finds Lynch. Lynch in a bit of space inside the centre circle. Looks up. Has the ball. Still running with the ball here. Plays it out towards Smart. Smart indicating there's very little options here for the Rebels. Cross to Nisbet. And Nisbet has the ball in towards Wells. Wells has the ball, chips it in, trying to find the run of Warren Harris. Comes across as Johnson. And the gate today is 325. And the ball here with Banbury on the far hand side, finding Shamsy. Shamsy to the edge of the box, stops, cuts inside, has it still there, looks up, shoots, hits it straight at Nathan Smart. It's blocked. It'll come back out here towards George Nash. And Nash plays it back out here towards Shamsy, gets the ball back here towards Nash. Nash just being forced backwards in towards Shamsy. Shamsy with the ball down the line here, looking for Bradbury. His ball is crossed in. It's a good take though at full stretch by Jack Turner, and immediately rolls the ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson has the ball at his feet, up against Horton. Horton does well, wins the ball off him, and it's come back here, and a bit of arms between the two. Ball played forwards here to McDonough. McDonough will keep this ball in. Slough got to get back. He's offside, and that is a strange decision by the linesman here. He has literally waited for him to touch it. How is he offside there? He's either offside where he made the run, or he's offside where he touched the ball, not halfway in between. It's a strange decision by the linesman on this near-hand side, and it's a free kick to Slough, taken quickly. Carnell will get a free header. It's come off the header flood, come towards Sandy. Sandy's ball in towards Westbrook. His ball over the top, looking for the run of McDonough, but Nisbet has to chase down to come and get that one, and I think Slough will leave it for Hollis to take the throw to try and... No, they can leave it for Wells to take the throw on this left-hand side. And Slough just got to contend with this one. Ball played in. Wells... Dobson flicks the ball on from Wells first. Comes up to McDonough. McDonough's header only finds Dunn. Dunn eased off the ball, but it comes back towards Wells, and Wells plays it down the line with a long ball. Warren Harris will chase it, but Carnell comes across for Banbury and plays it across to his goalkeeper Harding. Warren Harris still chases it down, but Harding gets a clearance away, but it's an easy bring down by Hollis. Bit of touch there in towards Lench. Lench turns under pressure. Goes past runs straight into Banbury player, and it's a free kick to Slough on the far hand side. Foul by Bradbury on the halfway line. And 6 minutes gone to this second half. Still Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. And the free kick taken quickly by Nathan Smart. Cross here towards Nisbet. Nisbet in towards Wells. Wells just inside the Banbury half. Plays the ball across here towards Togwell. Togwell towards Dunn. Slough keeping the ball well. Started this second half. Ball's here with Hollis. In towards Lench. Lench will go back towards Hollis. Hollis in towards Dunn. Dunn trying to create a bit of space to run into here. Tries to find Togwell. Togwell to the edge of the box. Shoots from distance. And it's a daisy cutter just wide of the post. But Togwell looking for a goal there. It just shaded wide. Harding had it covered, I think, but it's a good effort for the Rebels. They're first of the second half, but it still remains here. Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. So in case you missed that, the attendance here today is 325 on a cold Tuesday evening, and a good number of Rebels fans have made the journey down. As we wait for Harding to take this goal kick. And it's Harding just waiting for the entire 20 outfield players to go into one little square of the pitch. Ball played forwards. Hollis is adjudged to have been fouled. It's a free kick to the Rebels. And Slough try and take it from where he thought it was, but the referee says it's a free kick a little bit further back. Nathan Smart and the referee arguing, and Smart's just going to get a telling off here by the referee. All over the couple of yards that the referee would like him to have gone down and taken. He's just saying, look, I'm telling you where the free kick was. I can tell you that it wasn't where the referees put it. That's for sure. But there you go. So Smart just gets a telling off from the referee, Mr. Barrett. And it will start with a free kick to Slough, which Jack Turner will take 15 yards inside the Slough half. And it is Turner with this long kick aimed into the box. It's gone all the way through to Harding in the Slough goal. Looks like Jack was almost trying to shoot there. And Harding trying to get Banbury on the ball here, only as far as Smart. Smart's ball will find Lench. Lench takes it on his chest, holds the ball up against George Nash, loses the ball here towards Shamsy. Shamsy trying to run through. Couple of tackles going in. McDonough's in an offside position. Sandy will try and keep it in on that far hand side, but it's run out of play. And it's a throw to the Rebels. Sandy's going mad. It's a throw to Slough on this near far hand side, level the 18-yard box. It's Hollis that goes across to try to take this one. Slightly windy here in our commentary position. Just bits of bobs flying all over the place. And the ball's thrown back here towards Turner. Turner with the ball forwards. Flood's not really got in the game here today. Dobson is adjudged to have fouled Johnson. And again, the referee just having a word here rather than producing a card. Just explaining to Dobson why he thought that was a foul. And Dobson will just get the telling off. And it's going to be a free kick to... sorry, there's a massive stand pile in our way. Oh dear. It's Harding to take it. It's just level with the 18-yard box inside the... Sorry, let's just play down. And ball played forwards. It's headed away well by Wells. Only as far as Self. Self's headed trying to find Sandy. Sandy's ball. It's one back though on the far hand side. He's still got the ball as Sandy. Under pressure finds Shamsi, but Shamsi takes a heavy touch and it goes out of play for a throw to Slough. Quickly taken by Slough in towards Nathan Smart. Smart with the ball in finds Togwell. Togwell a bit of time to put his foot on the ball and now tries to find Dobson. Dobson on the far hand side up against Horton. Number 7 against number 7. Dobson still has the ball. Tries to play the ball in. It's taken a deflection off Self and it's come across here and Horton's under pressure. And Wells is adjudged to have fouled. I thought that was a little bit harsh there. But there you go. It's a free kick to Banbury deep inside their own half by the about 15 feet away from the corner flag on that far side. And it's going to be the goalkeeper Harding that comes across to take this free kick for Banbury. Eventually. He still hasn't taken it. He's just... Still waiting. Finally takes the free kick. Long ball forwards, looking for McDonough. Nisbet heads the ball away. Taken down well by Chell Wells on his chest. Plays the ball forwards. Lench tries to win the ball. Does win it. Plays it in towards Flood. Flood back here towards Lench. Towards Dobson. Dobson just inside his own half. Finds Wells. Wells just has a touch. Looks up. Finds Togwell who's made some space inside that centre circle. Spreads it out on the far hand side. Looking for Nathan Smart. Smart with the ball here, looking for Warren Harris, and there's a shirt tug by Warren Harris. It's a free kick to Banbury on the far hand side. And we've played 11 minutes of this second half. Still Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. All the action in the first half. And both sides have had a chance in this second half to progress the score, but it still remains 1-1. And it's Harding to take this free kick from the edge of his 18-yard box. Long ball field down, looking for Sandy's. Come through though to Hollis. Hollis takes the touch and then plays the ball down. Carnell's underneath it for Banbury. Does well to win the ball back. Chased down by Lynch. Comes through here towards Johnson. Johnson robbed of the ball by Lynch and finds Dobson in towards Dunn. Dunn's ball trying to find Flood on the far hand side. Headed away by Bradbury. Warren Harris will try and get there. Plays the ball. Oh, he's played it behind everyone, even the Banbury players, and it's George Nash who can clear the ball here for Banbury. Only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet does a cushion header into the path of Dobson. Dobson has the ball. Cuts inside, chips it far hand side, just catches in the air and goes through to the goalkeeper Harding, who rolls it out immediately, trying to find Shamsi, but Nathan Smart's there to win the ball for Slough. Shamsi still has a go at him, but Smart will go back to his goalkeeper Turner, and Turner's not under any pressure to be able to clear this ball. Long ball down the field, looking in front of the run of Warren Harris. Bradbury with the header away, comes here and goes out of play for a throw to Slough. And Dunn will take it quickly in towards Nathan Smart. Smart takes a touch, looks to cross the ball in here. And Wells and Dobson can't get to either. Neither of them can't get to that. It's gone out of play for a throw to Banbury on the left-hand side. And it's going to be Horton to take the throw. And it's headed away by Wells. Comes through towards... Nash headed away in towards Self. Self takes it down on his chest, but it allows Togwell a chance to get in. Dunn takes a touch for Slough. Wins it here for Hollis. Hollis with the ball across to the far hand side. In with Nathan Smart. Smart finds Lynch. Lynch not really got into this game in an attacking way. Finds Mark Nisbet. Nisbet has a bit of space here. Leaves the ball in, looking for Dobson, but it's well won back by George Nash. And under pressure from Dobson, it comes off Nash last, and it's a throw. Is he given a free kick? He's given a free kick to Banbury, has he? Or no, a throw? It's a throw to Banbury. Horton to take the throw here. Looking to find Sandy. Sandy being backed into. It's cleared by Wells. It's a throw to Banbury United. Good evening to G. Buck, who's listening, and sends his wishes to the Malden and Tiptree players. As Horton again with the throw. Dobson wins the first header. Togwell then heads the ball high up in the air, and Slough let the ball come down. It's won by itself in towards Horton, but Dunn gets a foot to it. Then play by Flood. Does well to skip past Westbrook. Still has the ball. Does Flood. Then trying to find the run of Simon Dunn. That's got too much on it. Johnson will try and see the ball out. He does, in fact, holds the ball up and puts Horton under a bit of pressure. Dunn has won the ball back here for Slough. Ball finds Togwell. Togwell in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn looks up. He's got Wells on the outside of him. Not one there. Plays the ball inside towards Flood. He in turn finds Togwell. So now just lacking a bit of cutting edge in this final third. Ball played out on the far hand side to Nathan Smart. Smart chips in first time. Over the head of everyone. Headed away by Horton. Comes through towards Wells. Wells hits it straight at Horton. It's a corner for the Rebels on the far hand side. 15 minutes of this second half gone. Still 1-1, but Slough have a corner, and Matt Lynch will be the player that goes across to take this for Slough. And it's an in-swinging corner here. Nisbet and Hollis go forwards for the Rebels for this one. So now trying to get a lead here into this game. It's taken near post, headed away by Sandy, then volleyed clear up towards Shamsi. Shamsi tries to get a touch onto it, but it will come through to Turner, who hits it 15 yards outside of his own half. Plays a long ball down the field. Underneath it comes through to Wells. Is this goal? Is this? Oh, it's offside, or I think it's for a foul actually. I thought that was a little bit harsh, but I think George Wells is adjudged to have fouled there. And a foul on Ricky Johnson, the captain, and it came through to Wells. He finished it smartly, but the referee said it was offside. And it remains 1-1 here. And Harding will take this free kick for Banbury. And he just floats the ball out, looking for Sandy. Sandy can't get there. It's over the head of him, but McDonald will keep it in on the far hand side for Banbury. Does well to hold the ball up. In here towards Nash. Plays the ball in. It's got too much. He's offside anyway. Is Jack Self, but Turner had come out well to dive and save for the ball there. But and Turner just rolls the ball 10 yards outside of his penalty area. Then plays the ball down the field, looking on the far hand side, headed out by Bradbury in towards McDonald. McDonald holds the ball, keeps it in on the far side, trying to go past a couple of Slough players. Gets a lucky ricochet, plays it down the field, hooked away though by Hollis. Only finds Self. Self now tries to find Shamsi on the far hand side. Wells had given up the chase, but Shamsi hasn't. He will keep the ball in on that far hand side. Tries to go past him. Shamsi does really well. Gets to the edge of the box, still running. Takes a shot. It's a good save though at full strength by Jack Turner, but Ramsey's shown what he can do. And Slough will have to be aware of that. Ball played forwards to find Flood. Flood holds the ball up on the far hand side in towards Warren Harris. Back in towards Lynch. Lynch further forward for Slough. In towards Flood. Flood trying to turn away from goal. Gives the ball here towards Simon Dunn. Dunn needs a little bit of help and comes from Mark Nisbet. Nisbet back in towards Dunn. Dunn on the centre circle. Plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell with the ball out towards Lynch. Lynch have been playing a little bit more on the right. Cuts inside, back in onto his left. Finds Simon Dunn. Dunn takes a little touch. Turns into Wells. Wells has the ball under pressure. Chips it out here towards, I think, Nathan Smart, because that pillar's in my way. Why don't they move the stand a little bit here? Smart with a cross, first time. Headed away by Johnson. Comes through to the far post where Dobson will head the ball. Chips it in, far post. Oh, it's just gone past the post and all the players. I think he was just trying to put it into the 6-yard box. It's gone wide of the goal. And it remains Banbury 1, Slough Town 1 here at the Banbury Plant Hire Stadium. 18 minutes of this second half gone. And it's going to be Harding to take this goal kick for Banbury. And Harding just plays the ball. Long ball here, looking for McDonough. Headed away well by Hollis. In toward Dunn. Dunn flicks the ball over his head. Carnell will have a easy header. Headed away though by Togwell. In towards Johnson. Johnson heads the ball forwards. Only as far as Warren Harris. Harris playing a little bit deeper. Looks like Slough have gone 4-5-1 the second half. Ball played forward. Given away though by Nathan Smart. In towards Sandy. Sandy trying to find McDonough. McDonough's offside. He won't chase that. So Jack Turner has all the time in the world to chase it down. And Turner Launches a long ball down the field, trying to find Lynch in a central position. Headed away, though, by Carnell. Comes in towards McDonough. McDonough tries to hold it up, trying to find Shamsey. Nisbet sticks a leg out to win the ball back. One back, though, by Westbrook. In towards George Nash. Nash inside the centre circle, trying to run at the Slough defence. Nisbet comes and wins the ball back for Slough. And it's here with Togwell. Now finds Lynch. Lynch trying to play the ball down on that far-hand side. He's got Flood in front of him. He's got Warren Harris who's playing more on the right-hand side here. Warren Harris cuts inside. Plays the ball in towards Lynch. Lynch turning on the far side. Up against Bradbury. Wins a free kick for a foul there. And it's a free kick to Slough. Almost like a corner for the Rebels. And it looks like Dobson's a player that's going to go across to take this free kick for Slough. As we approach 20 minutes of the second half gone here. And it is Dobson that will take this free kick for Slough. Just a couple of feet away from that corner flag. And Dobson needs a good delivery here. Slough sent forwards Nisbet and Hollis again. Plays it in near post. Headed away though to the edge of the box where Togwell takes a touch. Hits it first time. It's driven past Slough looking for a corner. And I think Slough are looking for a foul on Togwell for a late challenge. And I don't even realise what the referee's given. I think he has actually given a free kick for a late challenge on Togwell in a central position. Looks like he's going to book somebody. It's Jack Self who's been booked for just a late challenge on Togwell there as Togwell fired wide. So Slough have a free kick. And it looks as though it's going to be Lynch or Dobson. It's quite a central position. It's around about, I'd say roughly about 28 yards away from the Banbury goal. But it will be, it's Matt Lynch and James Dobson standing over this free kick. Slough do need a decent set-piece opportunity here. It's been a while since they've scored from a dead ball set-piece like this. Both of them standing over it, and it looks like they're both arguing. There's a four-man wall here for Banbury as the referee looks to take it. It's Lynch that takes it. It's high and over the top of the bar, and it's a good free kick, but just a little bit too far over. And it's still Banbury 1, Slough Town 1. It'll be a first substitution of the second substitution for Banbury, and coming off is number 16, Elliot Sandy, and then coming on is number 9, Jefferson Louis. It's very difficult when you've got squad numbers like that. I was thinking, well, there's not a number 9 on the pitch. So Jefferson Louis comes on for Elliot Sandy. So that's a substitution for Banbury United, and Louis will go up front. Leading goal scorer for Banbury this season with 13. And he'll offer them a little bit different up front. And it's Harding with the kick. And long ball on the far hand side. It's going to be chased by Self, but it will go straight out of play for a throw to Slough. And it's Hollis that will take this throw on the far hand side. And looking to play the ball forwards. Long throw by him. Comes off the head there, trying to find Flood. It's on the far hand side with Flood. Lynch with the ball. Plays it back out here towards Togwell. Togwell looking to cross first time. Deep ball comes off the head of Horton. Comes to the far post, and it's kept in here by Dobson. Here's it in with some power. Goes through. It's in! It's off the line! Oh, how has that not gone in? Wells has hit it from... Mark Nisbet has hit it from distance. I really don't know how that didn't go in. Dobson drilled that ball across. It looked like it hit Johnson on the thigh, and Slough tried to poke it home, but it was off the line in the end, and it remained 1-1 here. But Slough mighty close to taking the lead there, but just not their way, and still 1-1 here for in this game here at the moment. Throw comes in on the far side, headed away by Hollis, played forwards here, and Nathan Smart tries to beat Conor McDonough to the ball, and McDonough has fouled Nathan Smart, much to the annoyance of the Banbury fans here behind the goal. They seem to think it was a free kick the other way. But there you go, it isn't. The referee said it's a free kick to Slough. And it's about 20 feet inside the Slough half. Turner will take it for the Rebels. Plays the ball long into the box, looking for Dobson. Comes off the head of Johnson to the edge where Shamsi can clear in towards Horton. Horton's ball cleared up the field, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet heads the ball high and back. Huns underneath it, trying to flick the ball on. Horton gets a touch, just under pressure. Plays it back towards the captain Johnson. He plays it up, looking for Louis. But Nisbet wins the ball back. But a poor ball, though, by Wells. Let Shamsi nick the ball, and he's played it in here towards Self. Self with the ball here, looking for Shamsi, but Turner comes and gets the ball, and then just gets an arm in the face for his trying to come out and collect the ball. They just an accidental arm in the face. Turner gets back up and plays the ball forward. Dobson trying to flick the ball on. Wells can't get past him. Ball played forward, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet plays it back in towards Dobson. Dobson's got Wells standing right next to him. Dobson looks up, chips it first time, looking for the run of Harris. The goalkeeper's dropped it. Comes out to the edge of the box, cleared by Nash. Only as far as Dunn. Dunn takes it down on his chest. Has to be forced away from goal. Plays it across here towards Nisbet, and there's an offside against Slough in all of that play. Oh, actually, no, there's an injury, to a Banbury player as the goalkeeper had come out to clear. I think he's cladded his own player. And the referee has stopped the play for an injury to a Banbury player. And it looks like it's Carnell is the player who's down injured at the moment. So while we've got a break in play, let's see if we can find you some scores from around the Southern Premier League.
Tonight's attendance 325.
Let's see what we can find for you. Okay, so it's Biggleswade 1, Royston 1, Chesham 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 3, St Ives 0, Redditch 4, Frome 1, and Stratford 3, Kings Langley 1. Those are your latest scores from the Southern Premier League. As Carnell still gets some treatment here inside his penalty area. And we're still waiting for Carnell to finish getting some treatment on that far hand side. And let's see what's if Carnell still doesn't look like he's getting up at any time soon. So let's see what's going on. Carnell still getting some treatment here. In the Champo League, as we like to call it, Sevilla have come back. It's Sevilla 2, Liverpool 3. Liverpool were 3 up at half time there. Let's have a look at where Man City still 0-0 with Feyenoord. Napoli have gone 1-0 up against Shakhtar. It's Apo Nicosia 0, Real Madrid 6, and Tottenham have got an equaliser. It's Borussia Dortmund 1, Tottenham 1. Goal coming from you-know-who, Mr. Harry Kane. And we're just going to wait to see what the referee does. Carnell is up and off the pitch. He seems to be okay. And we'll see what the referee does about giving the ball to whomever. I don't know what he's going to do. I think he's just going to let Banbury. Slough did have the ball. He just happens to stand right by the bit where the pilot is that I can't see. Right, here he goes. I think he's just going to ask Banbury to give the ball back. So Louis will give the ball back to Slough's goalkeeper, Jack Turner. And we play 28 minutes of this second half. Still 1-1. And then Turner, huge kick all the way down. It's going to go all the way through to the goalkeeper. Headed back by Johnson to the goalkeeper, Harding. Just takes a pace out of the ball. It does look like Lench is playing more in the middle here, with Chris Flood, and Warren Harris has gone to a wide right position. Long ball here, looking for Louis. Well done, defended by Hollis. Comes through to Westbrook. Westbrook heads the ball forwards. Again, looking for Louis. Ball comes in here towards McDonald. Just treads on the ball, and then Nisbet can bring the ball out. McDonough chasing it back. Nisbet does well to play it in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn looks up and finds Lynch. Lynch just dropping deeper to pick the ball up. It's got Warren Harris on the outside. Finds Harris. Harris trying to go past Bradbury. Still running with the ball. Goes past a couple of players. Still plays the ball in here towards Dobson. Dobson tries to play it first time. Comes straight back to Dobson. He's going to go for a second chance. Plays it out here towards Wells. Wells takes a touch. Wells chips it in on the far post. Goes in at the far post with Warren Harris, but it's defended well on the far side by Carnell, and Slough have a corner here in the second half on the far hand side. And the Slough fans make a little bit of noise. Dobson trots over to take this corner. We're coming up to half an hour played of this second half. It is Dobson that will take this corner. It will be an in-swinging corner for the Rebels. Togwell comes short to take the ball back. Played back out here towards Dobson. Dobson takes a touch in. Runs with it. Hits it with some power. It's hooked clear in the end by Johnson. Comes out here towards Wells. Wells heads the ball forward. Westbrook heads the ball away. Finds Shamsi. Shamsi treads on the ball. Dunn wins it back here for Slough. And it's back here with George Wells. Wells being urged to go forwards. Runs with the ball. Comes off Jack Self last. It's a throw to Slough. Quickly thrown in towards Lynch from George Wells. Stops. Turns. Plays it back towards Wells. In towards Nisbet. Nisbet looks up. Plays it in here towards Lynch. He's come into the left-hand side. Up against two players, gets across into the side, but it's hit clear though by Nash in towards Self, and Self chips the ball forwards, finding Louis. Louis takes it on his chest, but only chests it in towards Togwell. Togwell chips it in first time. Carnell heads the ball away, comes out here towards Shamsi. Shamsi up against Dobson. Dobson gets there first, and comes out here to Smart. Smart in towards Dobson. Dobson now on the right hand side here for the moment. He's going to cut inside, chips the ball with the outside of his foot, finds Lynch. Lynch takes it down on his chest on the far side. Back out here towards Wells. Wells hits it straight at Banbury player. Starts to go through. Hooked clear in the end, only as far as Hollis. Hollis on the halfway line. Gives the ball back out here towards Nathan Smart. Smart chipping the ball down the line. Headed away by Bradbury. It'll come back out here towards Shamsi. Shamsi's ball inside to Westbrook. Westbrook plays the ball straight down the field. Nisbet heads it away for Slough. Dunn will come back and get that for Slough. Under pressure from McDonough, but Dunn still has the ball. Comes back here towards Warren Harris. Harris chips it to Smart. Smart just hoofs that ball high down the field, looking for Harris. Bradbury wins the header, but it's inside towards Togwell. Togwell looks up and finds Lynch. Lynch covering a lot of space this second half. Lynch forced off the ball, but manages to play it out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet finds Wells in a bit of space. Wells comes inside, looks up, then chips the ball in. It's a great ball in. It's a header. It's floods. It's a second goal for the Rebels. He's been quiet all night long as Chris Flood, but he gets a chance. It's George Wells with a little chip ball in, and Flood stoops to head of the ball past Harding. That goal coming on 77 minutes. And again, Wells just chipping that ball forwards, and Flood scores for the first time for a while. And it's Banbury 1, Slough Town 2. And Chris Flood has just unmarked there, found a bit of space. Good ball in by George Wells that managed to find him, but still had a lot to do. And what he did, he just tried to guide the ball into the corner past Harding, and that's what he did. And it gives Slough the lead here. And Slough back in the lead. It's Banbury that will take the kick off. Played the ball forwards, looking for Louis. Louis fouled, and it's a free kick to Slough. And it's so difference. We think it's 77 minutes. Tannoy announcer saying it's 75. I make it 77. It's a free kick though for Slough now, a couple of yards outside their penalty area. Jack Turner to take this free kick for the Rebels. And plays a long ball down the field. Underneath is Johnson. Free header for him, only as far as Togwell. Togwell with a cushion header finds George Wells. Wells cuts inside, in towards Dunn. Dunn plays the ball out here towards Lynch. Lynch on the left-hand side. Looks up, plays it with his right foot all the way across here towards Nathan Smart. Smart takes a touch. Plays it in. It's intercepted well by Nash. Finds Shamsi. Shamsi's ball in, trying to find Jefferson Louis. Louis holds the ball up. Back in towards Nash. Nash is inside his own half. Chips the ball forwards, but I think he'd expect Shamsi to continue his run, but the Banbury player had stopped, and it's gone out for a throw to Slough. It is deep inside their own half, and Guy Hollis will be the player who comes across to take this one. And it will be Hollis that will look to play the ball in. Once I think she's going to find a substitution on the far hand side for Banbury, a third and final one. It's not happened just yet, so Hollis takes the throw in towards Flood. Flood flies in towards Lynch. Lynch played the ball over, looking for Warren Harris. Harris will chase with the goalkeeper here. Harding does well to come out and get a good connection on that clearance. Underneath it is Togwell for Slough. Carnell will win the second header. Slough looking for a free kick. Shamsey tries to keep it in on the far hand side, but it runs out of play. And still Banbury look to make that third substitution, but they've not made it just yet. And Slough will continue to get the game underway with a throw on the far hand side on the halfway line. Just been urged by the referee just to speed it up a little bit. And Hollis has gone across to take this throw for the Rebels. And I think the referee is just... I think Slough are expecting... they've got the board ready and the player ready, but the substitution hasn't gone. Long throw, though, by Hollis. Headed away well by Bradbury. Comes into McDonald. McDonald's touch is heavy. It's one back by Slough with Dunn. Dunn plays the ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson takes it on his thigh and then plays a little ball in towards Wells. Wells cuts inside. Chips it again, looking for Flood on the far hand side. Flood gets there, but this time his head is a little bit further away, and it's an easy gather by Harding in the Banbury goal. And Banbury just... long ball forward again here, looking for McDonough on the far hand side. Comes off the head of Nathan Smart. Hollis has to come across, gets caught there, and Jefferson Louis is adjudged to a foul. So far, all he's done is foul and so, I can't understand. What's 17 for 12? Who's 17? Shamsey, right? Shamsey is coming off, and coming on is 12, which is Liam Howard's. It's all crazy. So Liam Howards is the player on, and Ravi Shamsey is the player off, and it's going to be a free kick to Slough just outside their own penalty area, which Turner will take. Turner to look to play this long ball down the field, aiming for Dobson. Dobson rises high, heads the ball onwards, high up in the air. Johnson first to it. His header's flicked on by Self. Comes through towards McDonald. McDonald's ball over the top, looking for Howard. Howard's just come on as a sub. Gets the first touch. Gets there first time, and he's hit it first time after chesting it and hits it way over the top of the bar. But just a warning to the Rebels there that they need to be a bit careful. Just a ball over the top, and Howard's... I think if it had been on the pitch a couple of minutes more, he may have done a bit better than that. That was his first touch. First touch was to chest it. Second touch was to fire it over the top of the net. But we're into the final 10 minutes here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. Banbury 1, Slough Town 2. Long ball forward looking for Flood. Flood misses the ball, and it comes out here towards Dobson. Dobson up against Horton. Holds the ball. Looks to play a little ball in towards Lynch. Lynch closed out by... Westbrook, ball to Self, cleared down the line, but it's come off Simon Dunn for a throw to Banbury halfway inside their own half here. And just waiting for a ball to come back. And it's going to be Horton with the throw on this near hand side. Catches in the wind, and Wells can head it further out, back out, hits the pile and goes back out. It's another throw to Banbury. Slough quite happy to just head that ball out of play. Horton again with another throw, this time aiming for Louis. And Louis does well to win the first header. Slough allow the ball to bounce with Nisbet. Comes through towards Wells. And there's a foul by George Wells on Howard. I think Slough were appealing for a free kick on Wells first. But the referee said it's a free kick to Banbury. And it's around about 30 yards away from goal on this near hand side. It looks like it will be Horton who comes across to take this throw. Slough with some defending to do here. And it is Horton, the right back, to take this. Everyone just bunched in a line here. Horton takes. It's a poor free kick. It's volleyed away by Slough. Picked up by Nash. Back out here towards Horton. Horton closed down by Dunn. Ball played down the line. Look for a run of Howard. Howard has the ball at his feet. Trying to turn. Slips. but still manages to get up. Ball back here with McDonough. McDonough under pressure, forced away from goal. His hair flowing as he crosses the ball, but straight at goalkeeper Jack Turner. And Turner dives on top of the ball there and gets a pad on the back from Mark Nisbet, and it just brings the ball out here. We're into the final 6 minutes here as Turner, long ball down the field, again looking for Dobson in this left hand position. Dobson just gets a touch to it, can't keep it in. Now to play for a Banbury throw. And again, half inside the Banbury half, and it will be Horton again to take this throw. Slough leading here. It's Banbury 1, Slough Town 2. And Horton with the throw, trying to find Louis, trying to flick it on, only as far as Wells, and Wells volleys the ball down. Oh, it comes through to Flood, heavy touch by him, and it's a foul. It comes out on the far hand side here towards Bradbury. Bradbury can bring the ball forward, looking for Howard. Howard's up against Hollis. Hollis wins that ball forward and plays it down. Now to play though for a throw to Banbury on the far hand side. And it's Bradbury with the throw. And takes a quick throw in, trying to find McDonough. McDonough under pressure gives the ball away, and it's come back out here towards Warren Harris for Slough. Harris trying to run at the Banbury defence, just runs into Carnell, and it's out for a throw to Slough. And no sign of any substitutions for Slough on that far hand side. Manager's happy with the 11 on the pitch, and we enter the final 5 minutes. There will be a little bit of added time for that injury to Carnell in the second half, but it's a free kick to Slough just inside their own half, taken by Nathan Smart. Smart's ball trying to find Dobson. It's left by Dobson. It's gone past George Wells. It's a throw to Banbury right by the corner flag here, deep into the corner. So now we'll try and pin them in. Louis going to have to come deep here to try and flick this ball on as Horton looks to take this throw, looking for Louis. Louis takes it on the chest, but only chests it straight out of play, and it will be a throw to Slough. And Slough will just take their time with this throw. No need for them to hurry, as some Slough fans look to go closer to the exit to try and gain in. Ball's here with Lynch on the far hand side. Lynch finds Dobson. Dobson back here towards Lynch. Lynch can't keep the ball in on the far hand side. And it's ball played here towards the goalkeeper Harding. Harding's with the ball down, headed away well by Nisbet. It'll come out here towards Westbrook. Westbrook takes the ball bounce. Harris tries to get there, and it's come through here towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up here. Now can looks to run at the back line of Banbury. Gets to the edge of the box, tries to go through. Tackled by Carnell. Good tackle. Played the ball here, looking for McDonough, but Nathan Smart's there first for Slough. Wins the ball, and he'll go all the way back. Oh, he's given the ball away to Howard. Howard has come through. He's gone through. He's got an open goal. It's a mistake by Nathan Smart. It's 2-2, and it's Liam Howard who has got the goal. And Nathan Smart, with the worst back pass you've ever seen, puts his own side under pressure. And it just sums up the game. It's been very scrappy here. And it's Nathan Smart who's given Banbury the opportunity that they didn't look like they were going to get. It's 85 minutes is apparently the time of the goal, but that is a terrible mistake by Nathan Smart. Really poor back pass from the halfway line. He played that, and Liam Howard came out. Jack Turner had to come out of his area. Howard went past him, and Howard just put the ball into an empty net here, and it's Banbury 2, Slough Town 2. But is that a goal that Banbury deserved on the play? It just sums up that it's been a very scrappy game here this evening. And Slough will have the kick-off. Slough will look to try and increase the lead, get this lead back. They are disappointed to concede that goal. Ball played in from the kick-off from Lynch towards Wells, in towards Dunn, back towards Wells. Heads are up for Banbury here. Ball's back out here towards Dobson. Dobson looking to cross first time. Carnell heads the ball away. Only as far as Lynch. Lynch bursts into the box. Gets a shot. It's deflected. It's a corner to the Rebels. And Slough just trying to recover from that mistake that's let Banbury back in. And it's a corner to Slough. Lynch will take the ball. Slough fans trying to make some noise to try and get behind the ball. Played in near post. Headed away though by Louis. Comes back out here, and it's come out for a throw to Slough. And Lynch has come across. They're going to leave it for Hollis to take. So still we've got about a minute and a half of normal time, plus whatever the referee will add on. Hollis looking to launch this ball into the box. Wells has come short, but it's going to be Hollis that will just power this ball into the box. He's giving it to Wells. Wells chips it in first time. It's headed away, only to the edge of the box where Togwell wins it in towards Warren Harris. Harris will play it back out towards Togwell. Togwell crosses first time. It's a heavy ball. It's got too much on it. It's out of play for a goal kick. And Banbury have managed to get back into this game here. And it's a silly mistake that's cost Slough here. So it's 2-2 now.
That's the case, yes. I just wonder how stretched this squad actually is.
And Slough just still looking, no substitution. And we wait for Harding. Takes the goal kick, long kick aimed at Louis. Louis flicks the ball on, trying to find Howards. Headed away by Slough, comes through to Dunn. Dunn volleys the ball away, looking for Harris on the far hand side. Slough try and close the ball down. It will come through to the edge of the box. Turner comes across to claim the ball. And it's a kick by poor ball. Comes out here towards Louis. Louis is offside. Oh, that's a poor decision by the linesman on this near hand side. I suppose when the ball was played by the Banbury player forwards, he was, but it took a last touch off a Slough player. Ball played out here from Nisbet towards Dobson. Dobson 10 yards inside the Banbury half. Cuts past McDonald, still running with the ball. Plays it in, stretching as Simon Dunn. Finds Matt Lynch. Lynch looking on the far hand side to find Smart. Can Smart capitalise on that error that he plays in? Looking for Togwell. Togwell rises into the box, but his header goes high in the air and Harding dives on top of it. Funny enough that the man in front didn't say anything about his goalkeeper, but he did it. 5 minutes is going to be of added time here. So 5 minutes for either of these two sides to try and grab a winner as Harding has the ball. Long ball. It's going to go all the way back here towards Slough's goalkeeper Turner. Turner takes it at the edge of his box. And he's looking to play a long ball forwards. It's going end to end. Ball comes down. Johnson takes a ball on the edge of the area. He's trying to play it in on the far hand side towards Bradbury. Bradbury's clearance comes out towards Howards. Howard, score of that equaliser. Trying to go past. Just plays the ball straight out of play. And it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And Smart takes the throw quickly, finding Hollis. Hollis spreads across here towards Nisbet. Nisbet looks up, runs with the ball, travels 15-20 yards, finds Wells on the far hand side. Wells plays it back in here towards Dobson. Dobson a little bit central position. Ball in towards Dunn, just too far in front of him, hooked clear. And Turner will come across to get the ball here for the Rebels. And Turner, 15 yards outside of his box, plays a long ball down, looking deep for him, but it's gone all the way back to Turner, Harding in the Banbury goal, and Turner just trying to get Slough further down the pitch, but just a bit too much on that one. And Flood's gone down, but he seems to be fine. Harding with the ball, plays on the far hand side, looking for Howards. Volleyed clear by Nathan Smart. Slough try and keep the ball in and do so. Ball down the line, and it's being chased by Matt Lynch. The goalkeeper's come straight out for it. Plays it straight away. Comes and hits Dunn on the head. If he could have controlled it, it would have been better. Ball played over. Looking over the top for the run of Jefferson Louis. Trying to get past. Smart gets there and plays it back towards his goalkeeper. And Turner watches the ball, but hits it high up into the night sky. Underneath it is Nash. Heads the ball forwards. Wells in a foot race here with McDonald. Wells will just try and see the ball out and does so really well. Good defending by George Wells. It's a goal kick to Slough. Banbury 2, Slough Town 2. Is there any more action? We've got about 2.5 minutes left of injury time. Long ball forward here by Turner. Headed on by Flood to find Lynch. Lynch in towards Nathan Smart. Smart inside the Banbury half. Takes down. Just closed down by Howard. Back in here towards Lynch. Lynch finds Togwell. Togwell in towards Dunn. Dunn trying to play the ball in. Just gets a touch. It's one back well by Carnell to find Liam Howard. Howard just smacks the ball down the field. That's a bit of a aimless ball. And Turner will go across. And it's Hollis that takes the throw quickly towards Jack Turner. Turner looks up and then smashes a long ball down the field. Slough trying to get a flick on. It comes out here towards Harris. Harris flicking the ball on. The goalkeeper comes and gets to that one before Flood can get there. And Harding just closes the game down here. We've got about a minute and a quarter left of added time. And it's Harding that has the ball. He looks to play the ball high up in the air. Louis underneath it. Just lets the ball run. And headed back to a goalkeeper by Wells. McDonald tried to get in there first, but Turner's first to the ball. Turner now looking to pump that ball down the field, looking for Dobson. Dobson takes the ball down, lovely control by him. Turns away from goal and then turns towards it. Needs a bit of help. Finds a ball to Lynch. Lynch leaves it for Nathan Smart. Back in towards Lynch. Lynch has the ball, trying to go past Self. In here towards Nisbet. So now encamped in the Banbury half. Nisbet flicks it to the far hand side, looking for Togwell. Togwell gets a header to it, but it'll come out here towards George Nash. Nash with a poor clearance, one back by Simon Dunn, in towards Nisbet. Nisbet now has the ball, just going to be urged to bring it out. Plays the ball in towards Matt Lynch. Lynch finds Dobson, central. Dobson hits it, it takes a deflection, and it takes all the power out of it, and it's an easy gather for Harding in the Banbury goal. And it's couple of seconds left, I think, as Harding will kick this ball up. It will be the final whistle from the referee, I would guess. And it is the final whistle here from the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. Slough have thrown away the lead here. A poor mistake by Nathan Smart. I'm just watching as Nathan Smart and Jack Turner just meet there. Nathan Smart just apologising to all of his players. He's just going to congratulate hug here from his captain Mark Nisbet, but Slough had a 2-1 lead going into those final few minutes, and then a poor mistake by Nathan Smart. So allows Liam Howard's in the 87th minute to come through and slot the ball into an empty net, and it's finished here. Banbury United 2, Slough Town 2, and only Slough's second draw of the season. It does mean that they will slip down a place in the league because Hereford are leading. So there we go. So it's a disappointing evening for the Rebels fans. They're still there clapping their players, though. They're still supporting the team. And it's a disappointed Slough side that go off. The Banbury players have come across to their fans to give them a round of applause. But it's finished 2-2. Just going to see if we can find you some scores. It's Chesham 0, Farnborough 0 is 1. Just trying to wait to see if we can find some full-time scores for you. So hopefully we shall be broadcasting from Hendon on Saturday. We'll let you know those details there, and then we're still waiting for the full-time scores to come in, so we'll just call it a quits for the evening. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's finished 2-2, and Hereford have won 4-0 in there, so Hereford will go above Slough in the league, and that will be it for this evening. So hopefully we'll be back on Saturday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your days, and we'll see you soon. Thank you all for listening and joining in on the YouTube chat. So until then, thank you very much.